rings of the illest.
What's that music?
Oh, I have on the TV Animal Crossing ambient music.
Oh, I was
Incredible.
It sounded like lullaby music for a second. I was like,
So
what is going on?
specifically in Animal Crossing, there's a character called Brewster and he has a cafe. So I have the music that plays in his little cafe going. It's a fan favorite in this house.
Does it keep Boris at bay? Is that why
Keeps
it's a fan
everyone
favorite?
at bay. It keeps everyone at bay. Boris, Frank,
not-
me.
You've not met Ellie, but they would be your favorite, and you would be theirs.
I just love Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
Even though it's a dead game.
not with my child.
No, I still play, but like it's just I miss 2020 for that aspect.
When Mitchell did 10 days of his favorite Switch games last month, and I did it in one day. And I brought up I cannot play Animal Crossing anymore. Now that I can actually leave my house and go out and do things, I don't need Animal Crossing. But during the
Valid.
pandemic, Animal Crossing was, I think, the thing keeping me sane.
We've been playing a lot lately because Liv blew up her island so she could like start over with her name. So we've been playing a lot. I held all of her shit that she kept from her old island while she blew it up and then she brought it all back.
Yeah. Hey, Fretz. And Fretz says hi, Mance.
Wait
Hi,
there,
Mr. Fritz.
Fretz just did 200 episodes.
Congratulations!
Hell yeah.
Rats.
Yeah, I was on that 200 episode. We reviewed WrestleMania 13, which, looking back at it, not great.
13 is that
That's Brett Austin.
That's Brett Austin.
Brett Austin? What's the main event though? Is that
Sid
Taker.
Taker.
and Sid
Taker.
because
Yeah.
Sean lost his smile.
Yeah.
right, okay?
Yeah.
I only
Yeah,
think I
that-
watched 13 once.
You don't need to watch it again.
I think The
watch Brett
Rock.
Austin a bunch.
God, the Rock. Did that when The Rock fought Rikishi, but he wasn't Rikishi. It was like the Sultan.
It was the Sultan, yes.
Yes.
And his dad came.
Triple H,
His
I
dad
think
came in
Mark
with
Marrow.
the save. No, it wasn't Mark Marrow. I forgot who Triple H went up against.
It was for the IC title, though, right? No, that was Rocky.
That was Rock. It was Rock versus the Sultan.
God.
And his dad, Rocky
Yeah.
Johnson, came in with the save in a really awkward save segment.
WrestleMania 13 was not great.
They were screaming "Rocky sucks" during that match too.
Yeah.
You also had the Legion of Doom and Ahmed Johnson versus the Nation of Domination in a Chicago street fight. It was
Yeah, that was a good story. That was a good build.
It was a horrible match. It was Goldust Triple H at 13 because Fretz is
Gold
also
Dust Triple H. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
That was when China like ragdolled Terry Runnels.
Yeah, Marlena, whatever the hell her name was.
Marlena,
Dude,
yeah.
what a visual.
To be honest, for like Terry just went limp, so it looked vicious.
Yeah, no, she sold it perfectly.
Yeah,
She was thrashing back and forth.
Yeah.
and getting whiplash.
yeah, it was rough. And then there was some weird stuff like there was like a number one contenders like tag team gauntlet match or tag team fatal four way, which like the Headbangers won.
God, the Headbangers. Which one? one's Mosh, which one's Smasher.
Doesn't matter.
Moss and Thrasher, I think it was, not Smasher.
Bash, whatever the fuck. Yes, it doesn't even matter.
Axe and Smash, Mosh and Thrasher.
Yes. Yeah, 13's not that great. 13's the first Mania I remember being like really hyped for because it was Taker winning his title.
Mhm.
But then I watched it again. I was like, oh, this was oh boy.
That would have been what, 96?
97.
Okay, so that is right about the time I started watching wrestling, but I was watching WCW.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, that was the good time of WCW. It would
I
come
know,
crashing
dude.
to
I'm
an
not gonna
end later that
lie.
year.
Watching WCW, I'm convinced there is no good time for WCW.
There's brief moments of brilliance in vast oceans of bullshit.
Like Hogan comes down, cuts the same promo every single time. It's the same beat down, the same kind of matches, like
Yeah,
the same bad pay-per-views. I'm totally convinced Nitro was never good.
In that time, Raw would have the great main eventers and terrible undercards, whereas
Yes.
WWE had great undercards and awful main events.
Like I will say, the only thing I actually enjoyed watching in WCW was the Benoit Kevin Sullivan feud that just went on for 3 years.
Wasn't that just fighting for woman or whatever her name was?
Yes, they were fighting over woman, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but Sullivan did that to himself.
Yes.
You know, it's like, hey, just so this looks real, I need you two to travel together, eat together.
Fuck! I need you guys to fuck.
and they went for it, and they did, and everyone believed it because it was actually happening
Because it was real.
And they all lived happily
ever
ever.
after.
Oh, whoops.
for a while.
Oh my god. It's really funny. AEW, I think, just recently surpassed WCW
They
in
did.
number of weekly
Yeah.
episodes.
They passed
wow.
Nitro.
And they're
Which is
holding
crazy to
on
me.
by a thread at some points.
Was it? 2 years ago, I was the biggest AEW guy in the world. I didn't watch WWE at all because once Vince came back and the whole debacle with Cody, I care about two things in AEW right now. And honestly, until last week, there was only one. FTR's heels again. That should be fun.
Oh yeah, I heard they turned on Edge.
They did.
Oh, good.
Hope.
And then the other one is Timeless Tony Storm.
And Hook's puking on TV, and no one stopped the segment.
I didn't see this.
Oh, have you heard about this?
He worked concussed, allegedly.
Lovely.
Oh, don't do that.
So apparently, it's in our Discord, which I don't believe you're frequently on, Mance. But so he had a match. He was doing a program with Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro, and
Sure.
I guess the match was over, and they were doing a beatdown segment, and Claudio's beating up Hook. He's on the floor. Hook is kind of like almost in a fetal position on the floor. They're trying to kick him and stuff like that, and you can when he picks him up, you can see he doesn't look like he's in it doesn't look like he's selling at all. I was like, he looks kind of out of it. He gets slammed to the ground again at some point, and then he kind of covers his face, and then when they pick him up again, there's literal puke in the middle of the mat.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As a metaphobe, I'm not going to go back and find that.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
To which no one goes and says, hey, he's puking, we should kind of cut it out. They flip a chair upside down so that it's sitting in a triangular position, and Claudio gives him the neutralizer. Stomach first onto the chair.
I'd quit.
It is unclear whether it was concussion or whether he was sick with the flu.
Best case scenario, he's got a stomach flu and still wrestling.
And puking on the mat on live TV.
Yeah. Best case scenario. Worst case is he's massively concussed to the point he's vomiting in the ring, and you're still throwing him around.
Yeah. This isn't Darren Drozdov from the Attitude Era where he was puking
No,
on the
this-
mat.
this-
Always finish the match.
He was.
The worst part,
Yeah,
Taz was
I-
on commentary for the whole thing.
And he didn't
He'd
say
say a
anything?
word.
Damn.
That's my boy.
My God.
Pass.
I will say I've been watching a lot of ECW because I'm afraid that WWE is just going to take ECW and WCW off of Peacock. So I'm trying to just finish at least ECW.
Go to YouTube. They have the WCW vault.
I know, but it's not everything, and it's all still on Peacock for
Or
now.
you
I'm
can
in no
go
rush
on
to watch
the
WCW.
NXT Vault on YouTube as well.
Dude, I'm still waiting. I'm still
Oh,
waiting for the
that
rest
I've
of
been
Raw
watching.
to go on Netflix, like all the 97, 98, and all the rest, like they're the early aughts.
Yeah.
But anyway, Taz in ECW is the fucking man.
Yeah. Human
He
suplex
is
machine. That
the
man's
man.
wild.
He's the man. Him and Candido going
Nice.
at whatever their August pay-per-view was.
I don't
Living
remember.
Dangerously, whatever the fuck. It was incredible.
I don't remember. My God, yeah. There's a lot of you don't know this. Okay, you might. Do you know who Jeff Cobb is?
Kind of. He was in New Japan, right?
Yeah, well,
Matanza.
he's not anymore. He's leaving.
So he's coming to WWE.
Potentially. There's a lot of movement potentially happening. There's a rumor about Mariah May jumping ship at the end of her contract.
That I heard today.
The
Paige
woman
too.
from hell.
Oh, Paige is
Yeah,
Paige is coming
Paige is
back.
done with AEW.
Yeah, she left like a couple of weeks ago. Paige is gonna come back Raw after Mania next year. She debuted in New Orleans. She retired
left
in New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
She's gonna come back in
Mhm.
New Orleans. It's fitting. Give her a year
Circular
off to
story.
get her stuff together or whatever.
Why'd she leave AEW?
I think she was just done. They weren't really using her
I mean,
anyway.
she
was
flat out
kinda
said
there.
there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
She said it nicer than that, but she flat out said there's nothing to do here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She had a couple of matches. She had that faction, which nobody's part of that faction anymore. Ruby Riott got pregnant and hasn't been back for a while.
And Tony's
Oh, good
timeless.
for her.
And Tony left. And
Mhm.
Tony became timeless. So, like, what were you giving Paige to do? Or Soraya, whatever you want to call it.
She had something with Harley. What's her name?
Harley Cameron?
Harley Graham. Harley Graham. Yeah.
Mhm. Is she the girl with the Muppet?
Yes, Harley Cameron's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah. Most talented woman in professional wrestling. She could do anything else, and maybe she should.
She has like 9 different talents. One of them is a ventriloquist. She's a literal ventriloquist. And apparently it was Mercedes' idea to do the Muppet. Like Mercedes found out like, oh, you're a ventriloquist. Like, can we just do a Muppet thing? Which I'm like, that's brilliant. Because Muppet Mercedes is really funny, done by Harley.
Great. Let her go and do anything else. There's too many women for the amount of women they're using in that company.
They just got Athena on TV. She's still the ROH Women's
Yes.
Champion.
God, ROH
Still?
is still a thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's real.
Tony just introduced in the last couple of weeks the ROH Women's Pure Championship. By the way,
Is that what, a mid card?
Why?
it's I know. I asked that question too. They're not even on TV, and you're giving them another title.
Tony, you've given me enough reasons not to watch. I didn't need another one.
The Pure title is essentially kind of similar to NXT's what the hell's the name of that cup that they carry around?
The Heritage Cup.
It's kind of like the Heritage Cup where it has specific rules and like ways you have to
Except
fight.
it doesn't anymore.
Except it doesn't anymore, yes.
Brian Pillman Jr. is like, we're not doing that anymore. We're just gonna have wrestling matches for a wrestling belt that's also a trophy.
I want to buy that trophy if they made replicas of it. It would totally be in my living room just for shits and gigs. I mean, I already have enough belts. I actually, when I got the new world title, actually, that's my 10th one. I counted the other day.
How many
10
sports
belts?
I have
teams?
10. So
Hell yeah.
What do you do with all of them?
I've,
Who are you,
I,
90s Ultimate Dragon?
I wish. They're placed randomly. Most of them are in the living room. So in no specific order, we have the original Big Goldie, WWE's version of Big
Hell
Goldie,
yeah.
which I got when I got my master's degree. That was a gift to myself. Hey, Liv. As Liv walks by, we have Big Goldie. We have the NXT Championship, which we got in New Orleans in 2018, which I bought. We have the white Intercontinental title, the Cody rebrand, which I got in Chicago with you, or I bought it while sitting in the stands in Chicago so that it would be delivered to my house when I got back. We have the North American title, which I bought in WrestleMania 35. We have the Attitude Era Winged Eagle, which is behind me, which is a COVID purchase, as well as the WWE Championship, the newer one, which I think was also a COVID purchase. No, one was a WrestleMania purchase, one was a COVID purchase. because I didn't go to
U.S. title. I know that.
the U.S. title. I got in Dallas at Mania 38. The European.
I thought about the new U.S. title too.
I have a new U.S. title, and that's what I got in Dallas. And then I got the European title last year in Philly. And then when I was in Toronto a couple months ago, that's when I got the new world title.
When were you in Dallas? Was Mania 32? That
I
one?
was at Mania 32. That was my first Mania, but then I went back for 38.
38. Okay, that's when you bought the U.S.
Yeah,
title.
Cody's return was 30. I was gonna buy a European one. I was like, wait, I'm in Dallas. That sounds sacrilegious. Let's buy the U.S.
Yeah.
title.
And that's the U.S. title that's in circulation now, right?
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
What's his name has?
That might be the heaviest title. Yeah, the one that LA Knight's gonna have for like 2 seconds.
Oh, that's who has it. LA Knight. I was like, who the fuck has that title? I genuinely couldn't remember.
The biggest title he's ever gonna hold because the roster's too stacked for LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
See, I only have the. I was going to wear. I was going to go full. I have a John Cena spinner belt. I have that one. It's the only one I
Hell
have.
yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
I was going to be in here,
Oh.
hat, shirt,
Oh,
spinner belt,
no.
wristbands, and I went looking for it this last couple. Well, I guess ever since I've been looking for it since the turn. I can't find it, and I finally texted my eldest and was like, "Hey, is this in the house somewhere?" And she looked. They looked around and was like, "It's here." I was like, "Fuck." I can't get it.
No.
Hand it over.
I can get it. I just got to get one of the kids to bring it to me.
there you go.
I don't mean to brag, but I collect the Mattel belts because
Yeah,
I
you
have
do.
not spent the money on a real
You're
belt yet.
more
But also,
fiscally responsible than I am.
I have
Yeah.
the old like the WWE title it's probably the one from like a few years ago, like not the brand new one, like the last
Yeah.
one. And then we have for the wedding, we got the tag titles, like the black ones from like 2013.
What, the copper ones?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the pennies.
we got the
Pennies,
pennies.
yes.
Dude, it's better. The pennies are better than the silver dollars.
Yeah, but $7 were
they
bad.
Yeah.
the pennies hang above our television right now.
I think I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah, you have, and they'll be at our wedding.
I will tell you right now,
They're
okay, as you
easier-
were telling that story and watching Liv just carry Boris like a little child in the background was really fucking funny.
He is a little child.
Boris is just a demon spawn from time to time.
But he's so
I
good.
gotta say, if I'm gonna have a suit for the wedding in October, I think I need an NWA World's Heavyweight Championship belt to go with it.
10 pounds of gold?
10 pounds of gold.
Ooh.
And you don't wear it, you carry it.
Yeah. You know how hard that belt is to find? You have to find like a custom maker.
Yeah, I tried before Mania in New York and I couldn't get one then. And I haven't tried since.
Before we actually started planning the wedding, my dream was to get the UK tag titles. That's what I really wanted. But planning a wedding in New York City is fucking expensive.
There goes Boris and Liv again.
No kidding.
Especially
New Jersey's worse.
like we have like our wedding is like still going to be smaller than like the average wedding, but it's still
Yeah.
like so much money, like just for like air.
Mhm.
So I'm like, fuck getting like the big fancy titles. We'll just get the toys because no one's gonna know, and they're easier
You can borrow
to
one
work.
of my belts, Kay.
But they're also like that. I have trouble with the real belts. They're too heavy for me.
Yeah, they're hefty. By the way, Kay, am I
They're gold.
There are no, but by the way, Kay, for your wedding, am I allowed to wear black? Is black encouraged?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
There's a dark dress code being mandated.
All
So dark,
black it is.
all
I'm
black
gonna
is
go dark
preferred, but if you want to go super dark colors, that is also okay with me. No light colors, no pastels, dark.
Oh. You're really going into the New York fashion sense here, Kay. Just dark everything.
New York, but it's also Halloween. Like,
Mm-hmm.
dress accordingly.
I'm gonna do the orange suit from Dumb and Dumber.
You know-
Dumb and
With the
Dumber.
You know
cummerbund
what's
on
so
it?
funny?
I know
You
what
are
I'll
not
wear
the
then.
first person to say that.
But like coming from you, Will, it would actually be kind of on brand. I'd be like, you know what? This is exactly what I expected.
Two of my
Yeah, it'd be
Two of
hilarious.
my high school friends were gonna do that at another one of our high school friends' weddings, but they
You gotta
ended
come
up
with a
not.
top hat though, Will. You gotta like complete the look.
I know. I gotta convince Jazz to do the other color, the light blue.
Jazz will not. Jazz is gonna refuse.
No, she will not.
She'll be like 2 steps behind you all day.
I don't know this man.
Yeah.
Sorry,
not
I'm
to be
sorry to this
associated
man.
With you. It's been following me the entire time.
Come here, kiddo.
Oh my god. Hey Charles, welcome. Black is always encouraged. Black is always encouraged. Blacker the better. Yeah, I'm gonna be happy now, so I get to wear all black at a wedding. I'm really pumped.
Have you
now.
wait? Have you never worn all black at a wedding?
Yeah, no, I'm not that morbid of a person usually.
We're all black at funerals.
I feel like I've seen all black at a wedding many a time.
I don't recall that.
I've worn all black to a
See,
wedding.
Southern outdoor summer weddings, you can't wear all black. You'll die.
That's true.
So a lot of pastels, a lot of golf shirts.
Mm-hmm.
This will be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
But since it's also going to be Halloween, I may have to like venture into the city beforehand. So, Mance, wherever you're saying, I might visit you the day of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're still finalizing what hotel we're gonna do the block at, but obviously, if that's not where y'all want to stay, you're welcome to stay wherever y'all want. But like, just be warned, the New York City Marathon is the weekend of my wedding.
Damn.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm leaving on fucking Saturday.
Thank God! Oh my God, Mance, that's so good because the marathon is Sunday, and I
Oh,
wanna
good
cry.
timing, Mance.
The marathon is
Get-
Sunday.
Getting there either Thursday afternoon or first thing Friday morning, getting the hell out on Saturday before the marathon.
Hell yeah,
Well, the marathon's Sunday, so you'll be good to go.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. When I was there for Mania 35,
Mhm.
I stumbled into the Scottish American Heritage Parade. I was like, oh, I can't go anywhere. It's just kilts and bagpipes everywhere.
I'm gonna suggest, if possible, try not to stay in Manhattan because
Yeah,
again,
don't do that.
that you're gonna be spending a lot of money because it's gonna upcharge because of the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Queens
Gosh.
should not be at nearly as expensive as Manhattan that weekend because of the marathon and the Halloween parade.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be a big October for me because I have your wedding, and then I also have Comic-Con a couple weeks prior too.
Yeah, Comic-Con's like 2 weeks before our wedding.
October 9th through the 12th.
My summer, I feel like, has like every weekend I'm like getting plans already. Like,
Oh yeah, by the way, Wells, for I just saw the SummerSlam floor plan. I looked at it this morning.
Oh right, 'cause it's in MetLife.
Yeah, and on location, like their premium service orders, like reserve your stuff now. So I was able to look at the floor plan. It's a lot of seats. Like the whole stadium's open because
That's great.
Oh hell yeah.
It's the same setup as last year in Cleveland. So it's like
That's what. It's August what?
1st and 2nd, I believe.
1st and 2nd? That's Friday, Saturday, so 2nd and 3rd. you
2nd
mean,
and 3rd, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude, we're definitely doing SummerSlam, 100%.
Once-
And
once the
I know we
pre-sale
have
stuff
TNA in July.
TNA July. TNA in July. It's like a 2-week turnaround because we're doing Slammiversary and then like 2 weeks later.
The 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, SummerSlam. But TNA is already paid for. So
I'm considering Backlash because it's in St. Louis and that's only a 2-hour drive. And
last time you're going to see Randy and John, might as well do it.
yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it,
I got my John
I-
Cena fix in the biggest history-making moment in WWE history.
listen, I can only imagine. I was losing it in this room. I can only
Oh my
imagine.
God, Ricky, I can't believe I forgot to fucking tell you.
What?
So we were looking at Blue Jays tickets.
They're cheap.
Dude, behind home plate
They're cheap.
is $78 American.
Good thing you got it before they signed Vlad to 14
Wow.
years, 500 million.
Oh no, we haven't bought the tickets yet. I was looking at that a few days ago. So I'm just like, Jill, is Mike coming or not? Is your husband coming or not? Because I'm gonna buy these fucking tickets tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a wild time up there. But all right, we have a long show, dude. So shall we get started, ladies and gents?
Yeah, let's do it.
There are no
Mhm,
ladies
yes.
here, Ricky.
That's very true. My bad. Slage and K.
Oh, good.
We're gonna have to make a logo for that new name.
I'll add it to my list of projects.
That's true.
My Canva Pro account is getting so much work, but also I'm taking an Adobe class again,
Nice.
so I can brush up on Adobe.
Nice.
Adobe Suite, especially the new AI suite, is supposed to be super cool. Canva's AI suite is supposed to be really cool too.
Yeah, I'm taking it's another certification, so I'll probably be done in a few months. I'm like mad rusty on Adobe. I learned how to do it during COVID, but then I discovered Canva and I never used Adobe again.
Just watch out. Premiere still sucks.
It
Premiere is
does.
like, I love
I
Premiere, but
hate
it gives me the
Premiere.
most bugs and the most issues.
Yeah.
That makes me very upset, but I have much better equipment than I did during COVID. I don't have that. Remember that garbage HP I used to have? That
Oh my
would
God, yes.
I learned how to do graphic design on that. This time I have a Mac and I have an iPad, and I feel much more prepared.
Yeah. Also, apparently, according to Fret's will, if you get tickets behind home plate, watch for the grandma behind home plate. I don't know who that is.
Well, it's not directly. I won't be on TV because those are all sold out. It's like a section or two. It's like
Above
level
it.
100 section
Yeah.
up like behind. It's behind home plate, but it's like on the not on the field.
I guess you should watch out
Those
for
are-
the.
those are
I
all
said you
sold
should
out.
watch out for the grandma, apparently, but who knows? So we'll have
Also, Mr. Fretz, you spelled Liv's name right. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you.
It's also dollar hot dog night.
Yeah, you're gonna have a freaking ball. You're gonna have a freaking ball. All right, let's get the show on the road. It's gonna be a long ass show. All right, starting in 5, 4,
Yes.
3, 2.
Kings of the rings of the illest. Kings of the rings of the illest.
Live from the Wrestle Addict Radio HQ, representing Kings of the Rings to the fullest. King Ricky made the hot tag to Willie T, and out of nowhere like Randy is the Queen Bee. K-Fay brother, 400 plus in the bag like money in the bank brother. See when they pod, it's the opposite of common. Look at the comments, crowned at a certified top 10. You heard? Kings of the Rings pod. Throw up a too sweet when you see the squad. Like a chop in a, I know you feel it. Kings of the Rings of the illest.
Kings of the rings of the illest. Kings of the rings of the illest. Kings of the rings of the illest. King.
Thank you, Will. All right, folks. It is. We've been gone for about 2 weeks, and honestly, not really much has happened. However, it is now the most wonderful and probably stress-inducing week of the year for anybody who's a wrestling fan. For the next 10 days, you can actually watch wrestling from WWE, AEW, TNA's got a special on Thursday, and of course, over the weekend, WrestleMania, 2 nights with a bunch of wild things going on in Sin City, Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 404, our biggest and longest show of the year. We're going to cover all things WWE, WrestleMania, NXT, and everything that we really haven't covered beforehand. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. Thank you guys for joining us. With me this week, or with us this week, returning for his one show a year, something he planned out of the blue after randomly texting me after John Cena turned heel saying, I need to be on this show. Wish granted. I'm going to keep this promise. The former assistant general manager of Wrestle Active Radio and one of the best solo podcast hosts you will ever listen to when he was actively on the podcast, Mance Chappell. Welcome back. How are you?
I am great. To quote late great TNA world title contender Toby Keith, I may not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was, and that's why I only show up once a year on this show.
And we're glad that you choose our show to come back from the grave every year. With us, as always, the founder, the proprietor, the man who's probably Randy Orton's mystery opponent at WrestleMania, Will Toshak.
I would eat an RKO.
I just want to see you
don't
get
care.
an RKO. That's all I really want.
I'll get squashed on live TV in Las Vegas. My flight leaves in about 3 hours, so check me out there.
You
I'm
take an
so excited.
RKO
It's
with a
gonna be
smile
great.
on your face. You wouldn't even sell the pain. You'd be so happy.
You would say
God,
thank
like
you.
remember when Dean Ambrose got Damien sicked
He
on
was
him from Jake the
so
Snake
happy.
Roberts?
Mhm.
It would be just like that.
Oh man, and with us, with a brand new name and a brand new operative, Slajan K, Kayfabe, how are you?
Hi everyone. It is WrestleMania week. I've never been happier to be unemployed because I can actually watch wrestling all week. We're hosting a WrestleMania party on 420. It's about to be the social event of the season.
Don't forget to watch the show.
Oh, I will. So the next week is going to be devoted to cleaning my house, watching wrestling, and learning new skills. I'm so happy to be alive and to do the show with y'all.
Yes,
Let's
and hi
go.
Freckles in the background too.
Freckles is here.
Yeah, everybody's making an appearance. It must be Mania season after all.
Mhm.
Maybe Franklin will show up. Tortellini.
I can make Miss Tortellini.
I mean, that's
Up
up to you
here.
as they go get Franklin Tortellini, who hasn't been around.
I totally
for a while.
forget Franklin's actually a girl.
Oh yeah, because they had
It's a
sex.
girl dragon.
It's a girl,
Reggae.
Nickel. Miss Franklin is here. She is a girl. She has not given birth recently. Thank goodness. May that never happen
Didn't
again.
Didn't Franklin give birth like around Mania season last year?
No, she gave birth the day of the New York City Pride Parade, the day after Liv and I got engaged.
Oh,
So, quick
They just wanted to
side note.
celebrate.
eggs.
So, we went to the Pride Parade, but we left our one friend in my apartment because we went out drinking and like dancing and celebrating
hmm
to celebrate our engagement. And our straight friend had never been to a gay bar before and did
Oh,
not
they're
know
great.
how. Yeah, but like she didn't know how heavy the drinks are, and she's
Oop.
small, so she was
was
wasted. So then, like puking the whole nine. So next morning rolls around. We're going to the parade. She's down for the count. So we leave her home with Boris and Frank to take care of her. She's passed out on my couch. Frank full on gives birth. My friend is too hungover to notice. So we come back to the parade with Frank and about 25 non-fertilized eggs in the tank.
Jesus.
Had no idea.
Franklin was putting in work. My goodness.
Like I don't know how it happened. I don't know. Like I imagine I know where it came from,
Mhm.
but like I wish I could have seen it.
That would have been really
And now
interesting.
I'm like, is she only going to give birth when I'm not home? Because I need to see it happen.
You got to give birth in peace.
Yeah, that's
You need like
true.
one of those cameras that parents have for their kids when they're
We have
sleeping.
a we have a pet camera for when we go out.
monitor.
The crib cam.
Yeah.
Never actually had one with
Those were
my
a pain
children.
to set up.
They're still alive. They're fine.
We have a blink camera, but we only hook it up when we go out for long periods of time to check on like Boris and stuff.
Yeah,
But
That
it's
makes
not
sense.
used very regularly.
that makes sense. All right, so let's get into this whole WrestleMania shenanigans and rundown. This is, like I said, folks, is going to be a very, very long show. We have a lot of stuff to get through. Fortunately for us, WWE has released a lot of wild stuff that they are going to do this weekend that we don't have to cover anymore because we did that already. Like the roast of
Woo!
WrestleMania, which now includes Fluffy, by the way.
That's
You-
not surprising.
Yeah.
You have the
That sounds about right.
WrestleMania after parties that's going on all the time. The one thing we really did not cover is the first thing I'm going to start up with is the WrestleMania Superstore, as well as WWE World, which is access in disguise for all of you older wrestling fans. So the Superstore, again, it's like what the WWE shop would be if it ever came to life. And pro tip, go late at night if you can. There is
Oh, yeah.
no one around.
No one's there, and you can get a Becky Lynch signed thing at a small discount.
Alternatively, go early the morning after WrestleMania.
Oh, that's smart.
Very true.
That too.
Very true. There was no
Yeah.
way I was doing that last year.
Nope.
We were
I had time
destroyed.
before the plane left.
I wouldn't do that ever. I was this exhausted because we got home late. Was waiting in the parking lot for the cars to leave.
Yeah. That was just a,
And I had no voice.
we lost our voice pretty early after
Dude, I lost once Paul Heyman said, "You're goddamn fucking right, I do." My voice was gone for the rest of the weekend. That was Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That was the
That
first
was
night.
Thursday. No, it was Friday, actually.
Yeah. That was Friday.
Friday. We're like, we're
That was the
toast.
second show
You
of
guys
like the
gotta
9
do
shows we went
vocal
to.
warm-ups. Vocal, like, take care of your
Yeah,
voice for these things.
we didn't listen to UK. We're sorry.
No.
No, it was funny because Ricky and Sir Charles had like this tea and salt and tea. And they got their voices back. I was like, I refuse.
Oh no, it was gargle.
Having no voice is a sign of pride.
It wasn't
Also,
tea. It was
when you're
warm salt.
helps you project without fucking up your voice.
Oh,
You're a podcaster. Your voice is your instrument.
That's very true.
I know. I should know these things.
That is very, very true.
Like,
so
trust me,
yeah.
I'm a
So yeah, the
smoker. My
Superstar,
voice is
real big
not
thing.
in tip-top shape, but
Mhm.
I'm harm reduction. I take care of my voice how I can.
That's
even
very
though I
true.
smoke.
Ricky, I think you're frozen.
I am frozen.
But,
Yeah. I'll fix it in a second.
Honestly, not a bad screen grab though. I feel like
Yeah, like I'm scratching my, I'm scratching my
I
throat
pledge
here.
allegiance to the flag
Let's not
of John
say
Cena.
we did.
Of John Cena. Not to America. No, what kind of
Yeah,
show do you think
please,
this is?
for God's sakes, no. Let's not do that. All right. I think I fixed
that's
my
kind
thing
of,
now.
okay, it's good. Change it and change it back. There you go.
Yeah, we're back. We are
Woo!
so back.
They fly now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So also with the WrestleMania Superstore and Access and all of that stuff, you have pretty much, like we said, the largest collection of WWE merch, a bunch of specialty stuff, belts, blah 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 blah. But also there are some updates to what we got for WWE World. I got an email I think last week where we're on top of the like paid autographs and photos you can also do what they're doing is Superstar Row. So if I think what they're going for is similar to what they did in Mania in New York 6 years ago at this point. So remember when you could just walk up and get in line and get like 3 photos with random superstars?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what they're going for.
They're
hell
taking
yeah.
it back to what they did in New Orleans.
Similar, I think. So Superstar Row is going to consist of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT superstars that you don't have to pay for. You get it for the price of an admission ticket. Some of the people advertised are Carmelo Hayes, Dragon Lee, Shayna Baszler, Andrade, Pete Dunne, even legends and fan favorites like Charles Robinson,
Little Nate.
Wow.
Little Nate. You can get Little
Oh wait,
Nate.
no, they did that at World last year. We did
Yeah.
that.
You talked about this last
remember
year.
we met Gabe Steveson. We're like, you're showing up on Monday, aren't you?
and
he
then
was
he
like,
got fired.
oh, then I got released.
Then he got fired. Yeah, it wasn't great for him at all.
Yeah, we talked about that last year because y'all made fun of me because I would have been like, oh yeah, I'd love to meet DDP. I'd still love to meet DDP, by the way.
We met DDP in New Orleans.
We did. We met DDP in New Orleans. He was literally
Hungover.
doing yoga while people were in line.
Over.
I would do yoga with DDP.
It was the best cheeseburger I ever had at 9 a.m.
No bad time for a cheeseburger.
No.
We were hurting. We were hurting. We were
That
hurting
was
a
rough.
lot.
That was RUFF rough.
Yeah, it was. It was real bad. So. Sorry. So I think that's the only update that we have. Superstar Row. There was some other stuff that was going on. Let me see what we have. Oh, so they have the immersive experiences, which includes different little activities you can do, but they added some new ones. Like there's the Netflix Chair Shot Challenge. Yes.
Okay.
You'll be able
Continue.
to swing a chair and see how hard you
what?
hit somebody. I think it's at
It's
like a
dummy,
like a
like a
dummy,
test dummy?
yeah. Yeah.
A crash test dummy.
Something like that.
Try and see where you rank between Lance Storm and Undertaker and Hunter. That one right now.
And Balls Mahoney.
Yeah, exactly. There you
Dude,
go.
that guy could swing a fucking chair.
He sure could. He also could take one.
Yeah, it's true.
He had
Very,
no
very true.
problem with it.
Yeah, so there's that. There is, you can call a match. So essentially like being an announcer and call a match.
I always wanted to do that one because I
I-
don't want to sit next to Tom Phillips and do it.
See, I did
Fuck
that
Face Me
at
Phillips.
I did that at New Orleans.
Yeah, fuck Face Me Phillips, exactly.
Yeah, you can
I
you
got
can
to
pose
sit down with
inside the
Percy
War
once.
Games cage, which is pretty cool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
They're also gonna have setups like the Wedding Chapel and the Heartbreak Hotel.
Ooh.
Nice.
Are they letting people get married in the wedding chapel?
They should.
Let you in this. How many people are going to propose there?
Oh, so many. So many. We're gonna get at least one proposal at WWE World. Pat McAfee's also doing his show live that Friday from WWE World as well. So there's gonna be a lot going on with that.
Yep.
Although the
Big
greatest
fan.
wrestling wedding proposal I saw was after a live event that Dave and I went to with a couple of friends of mine. Someone cashed in on like their fiance, and inside the briefcase was the ring.
Cute.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so
Very sweet.
cute.
I was like, damn
love
it,
that.
I need a new idea.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, so there's that. All right, so that's the store and all of that fun stuff. Again, go early or go late so you avoid people and you can shop kind of in freedom, to be completely honest. Hopefully it's a little bit bigger. I
Or-
feel like the store last year was kind of small.
It did feel a little small. There's a lot of stuff there, though.
Yeah, there was. But let's go moving on to the Hall of Fame, or as I like to call it this year, the Triple H fluff piece, because the headliner and the only highlights you've seen of the Hall of Famers has been Triple H every single week on every WWE produced show. So Triple H is the headliner, being inducted by Shawn Michaels, because why not? There's not much more to be said about Triple
I guess
H.
it wouldn't be Stephanie, right?
Have you all seen Stephanie's Places? Speaking of Stephanie,
No, why,
No,
why
I
would I
need
watch
to.
that?
I really want to.
I've been meaning to watch it, but I can't bring myself to do it. She did Rhea Ripley's makeup, and I saw that, and that is making me not want to watch it.
Rhea made her own vest.
I did see
Dude.
that.
she
the
was
promo.
so excited. I've only watched the CM Punk one, and it's fine. The best part is when she talks to Hunter about CM Punk, and Hunter absolutely knows where his bread is buttered, and on TV is just putting the moves on his already wife.
Nice. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what I did wrong.
Yeah, there's a camera. I mean, there's not much more to be said about Triple H. You know all of his accolades. You saw all the highlights with the freaking stuff every freaking week. Behind Triple H, he's the headliner. Also there, probably long overdue, Lex Luger, who's doing DDP yoga. I don't know who's inducting Lex. It might be Dallas. Not exactly.
It's
sure.
DDP from what I think it's a DDP.
I think
Is it
so.
Dallas?
I
Okay.
think it's.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think why not Sting? Is Sting allowed?
Probably
he's
not.
retired.
I think that's the problem. This thing is not allowed. He's still technically under whatever an AEW Legends deal is.
Oh,
I would not be surprised at all if Sting is not there, and we may see Sting in the audience. But I don't think, because remember a couple years ago, Tony Khan let Billy Gunn come to be part of the DX induction, and this, I'll buy that pissant company so I can fire you. I don't think Tony's going to fall for that again.
Yeah, that was a different Tony Khan. I mean, Sting will be there
yeah.
probably, but just not on camera.
What
I
I
know
like,
Tony-
Keith Lee was there last year with
Yeah,
Mia Yim.
but-
Keith Lee was
Buddy-
there last year.
Buddy Matthews gets to go. Alistair gets to go. They're just not allowed to be on camera. Like when they show Rhea on screen, they move Buddy.
I would like
Yeah.
for Sting to be in the audience wearing the plastic Sting mask, and then he takes
Rip it off and still be Sting.
It's the makeup.
My
It's the
favorite
Joker
thing in
Sting.
wrestling.
And that's a classy move by TK to let them do that.
Yeah, at least let
Like, yeah,
him
you guys can
show
go,
up.
just don't be on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no harm done.
just go. It's gonna be stupid. Don't be dumb about it. If you're gonna be stupid, be smart about it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So what is there to be said about Lex Luger? Because my Lex Luger first memories wasn't in WWE. It was more so when he was kind of really big in WCW. So like
Yeah.
narcissist Lex Luger that Vince tried to do and like the Lex Express, totally before my time.
For me,
Yeah.
it's Lex beating Hollywood Hogan for the title on Nitro.
Nitro 100
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a big thing in my memory.
in the Silver Dome in New Orleans or Sky Dome, whatever it's called.
Superdome.
Superdome, whatever the fuck. Yeah,
Pontiac Silverdome was in
a
Detroit.
Huge audience, and then he dropped it like the next week.
Sunday. Hog Wild.
Yeah, he dropped it. Yeah, then he dropped it at Hog Wild.
God, Hog Wild. Goodness gracious.
Made
It
no
was
money.
literally just to pop a rating. Eric Bischoff's just like, all we're gonna do is pop a rating, and that's all we care about.
And it worked for a while, and then it stopped working.
Listen, the Torture Rack was one of my favorite finishers.
It was awesome, but
Eh.
it was limited to who he could do it to.
That's
I remember
true.
him lifting the giant one time and thinking that is the strongest man that has ever lived.
Yeah, he did do it to Big Show. That is true.
Yeah, I'm going to be real interested to hear Lex Luger's speech the next day because the Hall of Fame on the East Coast goes live at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
it's-
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Because
We're on the
gotta-
West
1
Coast,
a.m.?
They gotta
Kay.
give-
Yeah.
They gotta give the wrestlers time to go from SmackDown
Oh
2
my-
hours down the road. Literally, it's gonna take them like 2 hours.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
red carpet
To
at
Hall of Fame.
midnight.
Okay, so not only is SmackDown in Hall of Fame that night, it is also the Drag Race finale.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
god, does that show ever
am-
actually? Does the season ever end?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ending
How do you not
on
know this,
Friday.
Will? Watch yourself some Drag
Dude.
Race.
I feel like maybe it's Kay's just watching old seasons. I feel like Kay's always watching Drag Race.
Because Drag Race is always on.
Yeah, well, not even just U.S. There's All Stars editions, international editions.
There's a lot of Drag Race. There's like Drag Races like there are Big
So that's what I
Brothers.
mean. Is the season never really ends? That's why.
Well,
So I
they're
felt like
different
my question was
seasons.
very warranted then.
At this point, Drag Race is basically like wrestling. There is always some kind of wrestling on. There's always some kind of Drag Race on.
It's a
Yeah.
genre.
It is, but U.S. Drag Race is finally ending, so I'm pretty much going to go from Drag Race to my taped SmackDown to, I guess, Hall of Fame at 1 a.m.
You can miss the Hall of Fame.
just get up and
I like the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, and
Yeah.
And my vacation, I have 11 days off starting on Friday, so I think I'm going to watch
Wow.
everything live as it happens.
Hell yeah.
But by about Tuesday, about 11:30 Monday night, I'm going to be ready to die.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
I got to find time to watch that WrestleMania 9 documentary that I don't know why they made.
It's because
Yeah,
The last time I was in Vegas.
it's
that's why.
because Nick Khan was an usher at WrestleMania 9, so they're trying to bring it full circle.
Very cute.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the WrestleMania
Maybe I'll
9,
watch it
like,
this week.
you ever watch WrestleMania 9? Not great.
That's so
Yeah, it's
great.
bad. It's
Yeah.
really dumb.
They're
the
trying to
ending's really
glorify a
dumb.
crap WrestleMania.
It's got JR in a toga. That's about the best part.
Undertaker
That was
faced
his
Giant
debut,
too.
Gonzalez.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, and then Hogan,
the bird,
the
though.
main event.
Hogan came into Hogan and then didn't return the favor at SummerSlam because he went to Nitro.
Yep.
Huge unexplained black eye.
Yeah, it's not good. Like I
Bad.
don't want to watch the documentary based on that.
I'd rather watch the documentary than watch Mania 9 again.
Yeah.
It could be Mania
That
28.
makes sense.
There are worse manias.
28.
I've
Which
been
one's 28?
rewatching.
Snooki Mania.
I've
That's
been
when the
rewatching
Miz main
29.
evented,
Oh, fuck. Okay, you're right.
and
Oh,
Triple
I'm
H and
definitely
Taker were in a
watching
street fight.
28.
Yeah, that was the only highlight is Triple H and Taker in that ridiculous street
I
fight.
think Snooki fought that one too.
Yeah, Snooki Mania.
Mania is why I'm gonna watch this week since I'm going to
Snooki
see
is
five
undefeated at
this year.
WrestleMania.
And they
could
never
very
went
easily-
back to Mania in Atlanta ever. Ever again.
I could drive to that one. They should go to Atlanta.
They should too. I have friends in Atlanta, and also my parents are in the area as well. So, so that's a perk for me. But yeah, Lex Luger also in the Hall of Fame. Michelle McCool, very underrated for a time, and the only person to use the Styles Class successfully. We're not looking at Will Ospreay on this one.
Yeah, no.
Why is
well
Layla
deserved.
not inducting her?
Because Taker's
Because
inducting
Undertaker's his
Taker,
her
yeah.
husband.
Yeah. Why is Layla not inducting her?
Because
I
Taker's
agree.
inducting her. Like, That's what it is. I mean, I was there for Undertaker's Hall of Fame speech in Dallas, and it was really good. So I'm very interested to see how he speaks about his wife and how he inducts her. So it's going to be a different thing for Taker, but it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Michelle McCool. I feel like she should have a bigger role in WWE currently, but
Maybe she doesn't want one.
She's going to be on LFG next season.
She is going to be an LFG because they're replacing Mickie James, right?
Yeah, which I have thoughts on that too because I love Mickie James, but
Are they firing her?
I think they're just not putting her back on TV.
Oh, I think she's going to return to TV. Randy dropped her on Friday.
Yeah, Randy did name drop her on Friday.
I think something's happened with Mickie James. Very soon
I
in
could
WWE.
fuck with the Mickie James comeback.
One of my father's favorites, Mickie James, so I will always appreciate seeing her again.
Yeah.
I love Mickie James.
Also in the Hall of Fame card, we have the natural disasters because someone wanted the natural disasters in and they accepted.
Because they're running out of tag teams, that's why. Because the Hardys said no again.
Like, I know who they are. I have literally no memories of these two.
Yeah, because one was Typhoon changed his name several times.
He was a shark at one point.
Typhoon, the shark.
Yeah.
I guess I do have a memory. He was a shark at one point.
Yeah.
I think he got stuck between the rings at War Games one time.
Ooh.
I might be making that up, but I'm fairly certain.
They were both in WCW as well.
Yeah. So the natural disasters are in. It's after Triple H and Lex and Michelle McCool are kind of just throwing stuff at the wall. You also have, for the first time ever, the Immortal Moments category, which Austin and Brett, who are both going to be in attendance at this. This is the first of the Immortal Moments that's getting a Hall of Fame recognition. Why this match as the first one? I don't know.
To give Punk something to do.
It doesn't involve Hulk Hogan, which they're probably trying to avoid.
Yeah, so, seeing that his sweep thing didn't go as planned.
Thank God.
I think once you eliminate the Hulk Hogan moments, you lose a lot of the ones before this match. So I think this maybe that doesn't involve somebody who is dead. So I think this is where you have to go.
You could have done Iron Man from the WrestleMania before.
That match wasn't that great though. It's just a lot of rest holds.
Still not iconic.
I disagree with that. But
it's a good finish. It's just a lot of rest holds for like 32 minutes.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't know how we're going to handle this, but it's a thing.
See, what's interesting to me is where we're going to go in the future with what's going to count as immortal moment. It's not matches, it's moments.
Yeah.
What else is that going to mean?
Super vague on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, I want Austin. We just need to recreate the match. Like, I want Ken Shamrock to show up. I want Austin to bleed randomly and just scream in pain while Bret Hart hits a sharpshooter. And then Bret Hart.
I want Bret Hart to curse out Goldberg.
There you go.
Now that's an immortal moment.
Yeah, automatically.
Don't we have a celebrity wing? Why don't
there is no celebrity
no celebrities,
wing.
No dead person,
no Warrior Award. None of that. The only things we have
That's
dead people.
so weird.
We have the legacy inductees. Dory Funk Sr., Ivan Koloff, and Kamala are all getting in.
Okay.
Under the legacy
That's
band.
cool.
Which they've done legacy stuff before. It's like the people who got in the Hall of Fame that like weren't announced. Tootsmon was one of them a couple of years back. So this is nothing new, but it's very interesting that they're actually announcing it beforehand, because usually they do it during the show. You're like, oh yeah, by the way, we inducted these people too.
There's just like no one left to talk about them or people to remember them. So, like, how many wrestling fans today know who Kamala is?
I don't know who Kamala is.
Other than Harris. Or Ivan Koloff. Or Dory Funk.
I remember
Dory Funk.
I know who Ivan Koloff is, and I know who Dory Funk is.
Right, but how many modern day fans who are like under the age of 18 would know that?
Not many.
They all should. They should learn.
Or under the age of 25 would know that.
Yeah.
I'm 30 and I couldn't tell you what any of their matches or their moments. I just know who they are by their names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what WWE does with that.
I feel like somebody young that would have that knowledge would have to have a parent like Mr. Fretz, who's a literal wrestling encyclopedia, and he's
Yeah.
like raised on this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Molded by it.
Yes.
Of course, Ivan Kolob was Canadian. Amazing.
Yeah, some of the best things come from Canada sometimes, especially syrup. But moving on from the Hall of Fame, it's time to get into WrestleMania. Officially,
Hell yeah.
there are 13 matches officially.
Oh fuck, the Mets game is on.
No one cares, Kay.
I care.
Officially, there are 13 matches. It's gonna be 14 when we find out who the replacement for Kevin Owens is against Randy Orton. We're gonna try to predict both nights in no particular order. So we're gonna flip between night 1 and night 2, even though I know the match cards were already announced. It's
Well, main events first, work our way down the card.
pretty much both main events are first, and then we work our way down. I pretty much use WWE.com's rundown of the matches, and we're gonna kind of just work from there. It is this weekend. April 19th and 20th. So yes, folks, it is Holy Week right now for those who celebrate. Passover is also going on as well. This is like the religion, like all-star week for everybody. On top of that, we now have WrestleMania, which is April 19th, the day after Good Friday, and then Easter 420. Yes, we're all going to be high. We're all going to be looking for eggs, and then we're all going to watch Cena and Cody do something absolutely diabolical in the main event. It is going to be a really, really interesting day, I will tell you that. Before we get into WrestleMania, real quick, something that I say every year for as we plan WrestleMania and stuff is that if you are a diehard wrestling fan, WrestleMania is not for you. This is not your show. You're not going to like everything on this. This is the show for the casual, I don't watch wrestling 24/7 fan. You'll get a couple of good wrestling matches that you're like, wow, that's great. But this is the entertainment of sports and entertainment. You're also in Sin City. This is going to be an absolutely ridiculous show. It's going to be a spectacle more than it is going to be anything pure wrestling. So I wanted to get that out of the way, just so that we temper our expectations, you freaking marks. The worst thing about WrestleMania week is WrestleMania. Everything else is fantastic.
WrestleMania takes a lot out of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm home for that. I have to prepare my WrestleMania meals. Like preparing meals for 2 nights is going to be rough, but I think I have a plan.
I'm doing pizza night 1, and then I'm probably not going to eat night 2 because
You'll be
might miss the
traveling,
first
right?
match when I'm driving home. Yeah, I might miss the first match when I drive home. It depends.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's get into this card. We're going to predict it. We haven't predicted a show in a while. We haven't predicted since Elimination Chamber because Elimination Chamber was so big. We forgot that AEW Revolution was a thing. And I totally gasped on AEW Dynasty. I heard I didn't miss much. Anyways, so there's that. So this is going to be our first prediction in a very long time. It's also our biggest prediction weekend. So we're going to start it off with the main event of main events. That diabolical bastard John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. This is going to be the final match of the weekend. If John Cena wins on his final WrestleMania, he breaks Flair's record of 16. He'll win his 17th, although Flair technically has 23. And if Cody wins, the Cody machine keeps
Then Cody
going.
wins.
Then Cody wins. They just announced Cody just announced that they're giving him a podcast called What Do You Want to Talk About? So that
It
should
took
be
this long to give him a podcast.
it was a YouTube special for a while and now it's turning into a podcast. So it's gonna be official. So as excited as I am for this, because I was there watching children cry in person that their hero just went to the dark side. It's kind of not as big as it should be because John Cena pulled a Brock Lesnar, pulled a Roman Reigns, and it's just not around. John Cena hasn't shown up on Raw since the European tour. And Cody's been having to do all the heavy lifting kind of by himself.
Yeah, he's been trying, but it's just like, okay, like we get it. I know what you're gonna say before you come out there and say it because you've said it the past 3 weeks. Like these guys haven't done much. Remember last year when The Rock cut him open in the rain, and like bumped
Get
him
up,
against
boy.
like the truck.
It was incredible.
You know,
Yeah.
Cody bitch slapped him right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like as the show was going off the air, like this has just been.
That's how
It
I
feels
feel
like
about Mania this
Wrestle-
entire year.
It's like WrestleMania instead of
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's
And
very
I'm, like,
meh
not-
right now.
I'm excited for WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania, but I am not particularly stoked for most of this WrestleMania. Like, I'm bummed my party Sunday because night one is a better card, but whatever. It's 420.
I have different feelings about this than you
Oh,
all.
let's
Okay,
hear it, sir.
Vance,
So
bring it
Oh,
on.
you hype?
I
Thank
am
God.
so excited about this. Listen, John Cena, the ultimate good guy, he gave and he gave and he gave, and the fans took and took and took, and still, as he said, it's a toxic relationship. It was an abusive relationship, and he just couldn't do it anymore. And he took a stand, and the fans, myself included. If you saw my TikTok a week after John Cena turned, I was a John Cena TikTok for a week. I had all these ideas, and what did he do when he finally showed up? He called me out. I was still taking and taking and taking. He gave everything he could and was never respected, and he turned to the dark side. This man is not a bad guy. He simply isn't going to take it anymore. And maybe I'm projecting, but I very much believe he is in some of the best John Cena that we've seen, period. I'm so excited for this. I don't believe there's any mystery to this match. He's going to win. What was the point of any of this if he
I
didn't
agree
win?
wholeheartedly.
It's going to be it's going to be a great match. It will not compare to last year's main event with 12,000 special guest stars. But at the end of the day, Cena will stand tall with his belt. Monday on Raw, not Monday. Friday on SmackDown, he will come out spinner belt in hand, and it will be the last time we see him until Backlash, when he probably faces Randy Orton. And I'm excited. I am here for this John Cena. When he came out to the same music with the same clothing and said, "You don't get anything special. This is who I am," I was like, "All right, John, let's see what we got." And yes, I personally love the fact that he's not around. He has become the thing he hated.
Yes.
He did not die a hero. He has lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody is not going to win this. Cody's not going to be Batman to take down this Two-Face. He's going to lose. And I can't wait for it.
Yeah, Cena's
I
winning.
agree with that so
This concludes
hard.
my excitement about WrestleMania.
This is one of the matches I am excited for. Like, I know I was saying it feels like WrestleMania, but I'm so hype for heel Cena. I am so hyped for him to win. And I'm so sick of Cody as champion. Like, I'm happy for him. His moment was really impactful at Mania last year. But I'm like ready for him to do something else.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I
very,
don't know what else
very-
he does though, but I
That's
agree with
the
you, Kate. But
He
what the hell is
revealed
where's he
what
gonna
he's
go?
going to do. When he
I know,
took
Bullet
out
Club.
John,
Yeah.
Mhm.
he went like this. Heel Cody is coming back. I don't know when. He's gonna lose. Okay. He's gonna lose because you don't do this big move and not give it to Cena. Plus, they want Cena to break Flair's record because Ric Flair is Ric Flair.
Mhm.
And then Cody's gonna go away for a while. He already has been a champion for over a year. And no one's touching Roman's record for a very, very long time. He's already been champion for over a year. Cody deserves time off. Cody's been the perfect company champion, you know, and that's great. And him losing to John, and then I feel like his arc is going to be, he's going to try everything to get back, still being the good guy. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, I should just be an asshole again. And that was the hints of it. Him kissing like that on TV. And then also he showed hints when he took out KO at the Royal Rumble about that vicious side. Cody's going to be a menace. And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the bleach out of his hair and goes dark-haired Cody again.
Oh,
or a character
please.
change.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Hmm.
That'd be really cool. I want to go back to what Mance said about him bringing the spinner belt back. I think that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I
hate that
love
belt
I
so
love
much.
his God, such a great belt.
I
I
love
love
it.
his motivation for wanting to become champion. He's like, I'm just gonna be the last WWE champion. I'm taking this and I'm leaving with you
Last
guys
true
with
champ.
nothing.
What if he
So,
pulls
like,
a CM
his
Punk,
That's
blows the kiss?
exactly
blow the
What
I
kiss, and
wanted
just
to
walk
do.
out?
And tweet a picture of it in the fridge. That's what I need.
It's like we
Uh,
never got an explanation of why The Rock. What's The Rock doing this? Is he involved? Like what?
That is the only
what
thing
is-
missing from this.
What is like?
Mhm.
Why was Dwayne not here? Like he promised you the world, the corporate champ. Like
Why was
what,
Travis
that was
Scott
just a red
saging the
herring?
ring?
Like, what is this?
That's the everything missing is The Rock's absence. We don't have an explanation for that.
Yeah, that's a problem. That bugs me.
Yeah. So
I
this could have
mean-
been a big thing, but like it could have been bigger than what it is. And this is a huge match, but it could have been bigger if all the players were consistently involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Cena's filming right now, right?
Cena's filming. Rock's
Peacemaker
filming.
probably.
Yeah.
Travis Scott is doing
Hi.
Travis Scott things, I guess.
Travis Scott's
I
hot.
forgot he was
Really?
even in that segment.
He was saging in the background. He also
I-
like
And
ruptured
then he
Cody's
slapped the shit out
eardrum.
of Cody.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's like aside. Well, it's not stupid. He's stupid. But I feel so. I low-key went back
Mhm.
all the way to when we went to Fanatics Fest to see if I could find Easter eggs about anything with Travis Scott's appearance at Fanatics Fest and
Yeah.
like going forward. So the Raw, I think it was the Raw on Netflix. Jay Uso came out with Travis Scott, right? That was the Netflix premiere.
Yeah.
Or like the Netflix, I mean, sometime in the Netflix era. I low key think Jay Uso is gonna turn and go on the side of The Rock
I don't think it's
and
Jay.
also be aligned with Travis Scott.
After he loses to Gunther.
No, that's not gonna happen. I don't think it's
Oh,
Jay that turns.
I think Jay's winning. Do
Mm.
you think Jimmy's turning?
No.
We'll
I
talk
don't
about
think
that.
it's any. Of
I
the
think
Usos.
Jimmy's off TV for a while.
Yeah, they pretty much murdered him.
He got
Mm-hmm.
got beaten up.
So we're all going the Cena sweep. This is happening whether we like it or not.
yeah, Cena's
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Let's move on to the battle of three brothers, with Seth is clearly the middle child in this whole feud.
great. Oh, he's the one who wants the most attention.
So Rollins hates Punk. Roman hates Punk for pretty much stealing his wise men, although Heyman was with Punk before Roman, and Roman hates Seth because of what Seth did years ago, because Roman's petty and can't let it go.
Because he can't get over it.
He can't get over it, which I get. And it's all just an amalgamation of stuff. Punk has Heyman by his side, even though that's not has Heyman by his side, walking him to the ring as an old promise. Seth thinks Heyman owes him a favor, and
That was
Roman's.
dumb, but it was pretty cool.
I think there's something to that, and Roman's trying to get Heyman still on his side, even though he smushed his face. It's all a mess, really.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a weird throuple of censor, like fighting over the same girl. Like in
And
Heyman's,
it's Paul Heyman.
and it's Paul Heyman. Yeah. So they're
Yeah, dude, this is Paul Heyman's main event.
this is Paul Heyman's
And
like
that's why I love it. Honestly, it's why I love it.
if Paul Heyman
I think-
retires after this, I get it. It's not gonna happen, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's ready to retire.
He's having too much fun. He's having way too much fun.
Yeah.
So the
This
big
is a
question
really
is,
fun storyline.
so pretty much whatever happens, whoever wins this match, I'm going to assume Paul Heyman's leaving with.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
and it can go every single way. He could turn on Punk because Paul Heyman does that. He's turned on Punk before. He could totally turn on Roman because they set it up that he's not leaving with Roman. Or he could swerve us all and Seth Rollins becomes the new Paul Heyman guy. Or conversely, since Seth Rollins did bring back the Best for Business line on Monday, which John Cena also quoted Best for Business, could Seth go to The Rock and Cena as well? Where Seth makes a deal with the devil and kind of goes that way because Seth always wants recognition. Seth, all right, I compared, me and Sir Charles talked about this. Seth Rollins is Dolph Ziggler with a better resume.
Absolutely.
Stop, you're so right.
Oscar bait? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's this generation's Dolph Ziggler with a couple more world titles.
I mean, multiple more world titles. A much better character, much better acting.
Except for not for a Marvel movie.
Yeah. But yes, no, he is a much better, he even has some blonde hair, sort of. He is a much better Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. So it's this one's a hard one to pick. So we're gonna go with Kay, who has two daddies in this match, or two former daddies.
As always, the winner is me. Anytime Punk and Roman are together, I automatically win. Once again, my wife and I will be fighting for the duration of this match.
Nice.
But I really truly believe Punk is winning. Like, spoiler, not a shocker, but there's no way it's not Roman. Like, clearly not Roman. I don't know. I feel like Paul and Seth going together is weird. It doesn't feel right to me. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't feel like a good fit. Or like it would make sense like narratively. I can see Seth more so being on the John Cena of it all. But I don't think Paul Heyman is turning on Punk. I think Paul Heyman is gonna cause Roman the match, not necessarily on purpose, but Paul Heyman is going to be the reason someone loses.
So you're going with Punk officially.
Officially, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Terrashock, what you got?
Dude, Roman's still top dog, man. Roman hasn't got the upper hand on anything in like a year.
Over 10 Mania main events, the most all time for Roman Reigns.
Yeah. What did he do this year? He beat Solo, lost to Cody. He hasn't really been on the upside of a win in a very long time.
He helped Cody win at SummerSlam, and he won War Games.
There you go. So I think Roman wins this. I think Paul Heyman gets teased with a turn, but he turns on Punk and stays with his wise man. Stays the wise man of Roman Reigns. He chooses the power as the top guy in the company with Roman Reigns, who's still that guy, out of love, respect, and a little bit of fear. I think this main event is the most intriguing because you really have no idea what could happen. There's so many different possibilities, but I do think they play it safe because Roman Reigns is still the number one guy in his company by far, and he needs to win.
Very interesting. Mance, what do you got for this?
I guess I'll complete the set. I'm going Seth. One thing we know about Paul Heyman, the person Paul Heyman loves most is Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Punk did not save Heyman from the beatdown from Solo. Roman pie-faced Heyman and put him on the ground on Raw.
Yeah.
Seth did not stop Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman likes to go where the power and the championship is. And of the three, I believe Seth is probably the best choice might get back to a world title. He's going to go with Seth, and it's going to be Seth and Paul walking out of there together on Saturday. So I'm going Seth.
Wait.
Ooh.
I have an argument for you, Mance.
Please.
Oh yeah.
I disagree. So you said that Paul Heyman wants to go where the championship is, and I agree with you. I think it's Punk again. Cena's gonna win the title. Punk's coming for Cena. We're getting a Punk and Cena rematch.
That would be a lot of fun too.
Yes, Punk is the Batman to Cena's Superman. I'll give you that. But I think Seth. I still think it's the Punk not to step on your toes, Punk is older. Punk is fragile. Punk, I mean, he's got more muscles that could tear at any time. Seth, younger, a little fragile, but I think Seth is the long-term investment that Paul's going to go with, and it's okay for Paul to be wrong as a heel. And if we get Seth and Punk for the title, Punk takes off Cena at SummerSlam, and it ends with Punk retaining the title and giving Paul the GTS. That's great storytelling, but it's got to start here with Seth winning.
Yeah, I just want to say I love both yours, Mance's, and Kay's options way better than mine in terms of fantasy booking and what I'd rather see. Yeah. But I'm just calling it like I think was what's best for business to go stick with that theme, and just what I think the biggest move is to make within WWE. But yeah, I would prefer your guys' options, either of you.
I've been sitting on CM Punk bookings for like 10 years now. Like,
we know.
Fags. Nice to put him to use.
Also,
Rick, I guess you got to break the tie.
Oh no, I'm picking Punk here. Also because it's anybody but Roman, because Triple H in his long-term storytelling would complete the cycle when Cody had the infamous promo with Roman saying, "You'll lose the title and your family will leave you and Paul will leave you. And what happens when you have nobody?" Roman can't win because Paul has to leave Roman officially. And then you get a whole character. Who is Roman? Who is a tribal chief without a tribe? And that's a great story to tell for Roman's next year. So, but yeah, I'm going Punk. You hyped up Punk's first main event. He's been a good soldier ever since he came back. He hasn't choked out anybody. So you got to give him a win at some point. Like, he's been a saint comparatively.
He won Hell in the Cell. He had a win.
But a Mania win. One of Punk's biggest gripes, especially when he was on Colt Cabana's podcast, it goes, "I was the world champion for 434 days, and I wasn't even the main event of WrestleMania."
Mm-hmm.
And now he's taking that away from Gunther. I just want to point that out. He's become the thing he hates, just like Cena.
I don't think Gunther
another
cares
reason why
Gunther just signed a new contract and got a tour bus. Gunther's fine.
Yeah,
Gunther got a tour bus. Good for him.
He asked for it in his contract extension. They gave it to him.
I mean, get what you can.
Yeah, that's Gunther for you. So yeah, moving on to that, to God, the messiest setup to a triple threat I've ever seen.
Wow.
I hated it.
All of this.
What a mess.
It was so easy to book, and they screwed it up so badly. So badly. You literally had Bianca interfere with Rhea Ripley in her title defense against Io. Ref just doesn't call a DQ, which would have been the logical thing to call. And then through that confusion, you just say, all three of you fight for the title at Mania. But no, did we do that? We had Io win clean. We had the contract signing, which Rhea ambushed and illegally signed her name to a document. And then Rhea just completely complained for weeks until Adam Pearce was like, "I don't give a damn anymore. Just be in the match." So bad. But it's going to be so much fun to watch.
It's going to be a great match. It's been fucking horrible getting here.
So messy.
I love Rhea Ripley, and I have not been able to like low-key stand her the last couple of weeks. It's a bummer.
It's just...
Because
the setup was
really
right
get
there.
What they're trying to do with her.
Listen, I love Io. She's a great performer. But after Bianca won a chamber and you had the face-to-face with Rhea and Bianca, everybody was like, that's the match. It's simple. It's right there. And then they shoehorned Io in. She wins the title, and it's been a cluster ever since.
This reeks of Vince Russo booking. And he's not there, obviously. But why are we this convoluted? What is Io doing here? Rhea's was the champion. Bianca won the chamber. Bianca versus Rhea at WrestleMania. It's that simple. Why did Io get a title shot? Why did Io win the title? And then why is, in that case, Io versus Bianca. Fine. Rhea does something else. Preferably, she has a match with Dominic Mysterio, which I've been booking for 3 years.
Wasn't Io undefeated against Rhea
Still is.
And Rhea's, yeah, that's I think why.
But they
just
never
wanted
used that
the
as a
best
talking
streak.
point.
No.
Well,
It's just, Michael Cole said it. That's about it.
WWE saves weird stats like that are like mad obscure until all of a sudden they want to make it a storyline.
Yeah.
It's too convoluted. It's
so bad.
Io shouldn't be there.
Yes,
But
I
Io's
agree.
the champion and she has to be there now. I don't know. It's been set up for Rhea just to win the title back, and I hope that's not what happens because, and I ask you all a question. I know Fretz is the historian, but I am also I used to be the historian until Fretz came around. Do you know who currently has the longest undefeated streak at WrestleMania?
It's Rhea.
Undefeated streak?
Undefeated
Bianca's got like 5, right?
It's either Rhea or Bianca.
It is tied.
I think it is Bianca.
It is Bianca Belair and also Demolition Smash, but we're not going to talk about Smash. She has 4. She is currently the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
If Bianca loses here, we go back to everybody that's got 1 win, and I will point out that includes Snooki and Bad Bunny
Stop.
and Johnny Knoxville.
The Johnny Knoxville match was great. I don't care.
It was great. I'm not complaining about that match. Bianca needs to win, and that's my pick too. So just to keep that going, and honestly, let's just go on and forget the last 6 weeks of this even happened and move on to a different women's storyline.
I'm going Bianca as well, just on principle. I think they've been trying to make Bianca Mrs. WrestleMania next to Charlotte, but I think Bianca just takes it. It only seems fair, especially if you're setting up Jade and Bianca at some point. So I'm going Bianca.
Yeah,
it's pretty
agree.
simple to me. Okay, who you got? Bianca?
I got Bianca as well. Love Rhea. I don't think she needs a title right now. She can go she can go do something else. I feel bad for Io because she kind of like it's like hot potatoing it a little bit, but
She's the Iron Sheik.
I think Bianca's the right choice. She won the chamber, let it come full circle, let her continue her Undertaker streak. I would love to see them set up her and Jade at like SummerSlam or something.
That'd be
Like,
fun. Also,
Bianca
fun
all the
fact, fun weird wrestling fact. Every WrestleMania Rhea Ripley's been in, she's been either fighting for or defending a title, which includes the NXT championship when she lost to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Makes
So-
sense.
Yeah, who do you got, Will?
I'm going Io.
Okay.
She has been overlooked and pushed around this entire feud. The
Quite
afterthought.
literally
She's
pushed
the-
around.
She's the underdog. No one thinks she can win, and nothing buries a title or a title holder more than being pushed around by these 2 other people in the entire feud and then eating the pin. So I think she sneaks it. I think the story is Bianca and Rhea can't put aside their bullshit for each other. And they've forgotten Io, and they've underestimated Io, and she's going to win. She's going to pull it out and continue on moving forward. Why are they doing this? I have no idea. I think Rhea and Bianca could have carried this on their own, and it probably would have been much better. But yeah, you don't just give Io the belt to be a placeholder to completely ignore her in the feud, bury her, bury the title, bury the feud, just for her not to win. So I think it's a surprise pick. No one sees it coming. Hey man, this is Vegas. They got to make their money back somewhere. No one's betting on Io Sky.
I mean,
I
So I'm
really-
gonna bet on Io Sky.
I really wish they put out Vegas betting odds for all the matches. 'Cause
Betting
that would have been
odds?
fun, yeah.
God. Yeah.
I did. I
yeah.
saw betting odds were out today actually.
Oh, really?
Io's least favorite to win.
All the money on that one.
God, thank God FanDuel can't sponsor like wrestling or do like prop bets because it would make wrestling so annoying to watch.
Oh, yeah.
It's like watching
they'd rig
basketball and
everything.
watching football in particular is just fucking unbearable because
Yeah.
of fucking sports betting.
Yeah. So
So I'm going Io.
You go Neo. Very interesting. All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. Again, I'm not excited because this is messy, but I'm kind of excited for this. The World Heavyweight Championship, which I think is probably going to open the show, to be completely honest with you, because it probably deserves
Yeah.
to this point. The best way to describe
Yeah.
this, I heard this from someone's video. Imagine going 0-3 against somebody, and then that somebody that you go 0-3 against just decides to kill your brother on live TV.
0-4.
That's the story of this match. Gunther, who just signed a new contract. Jey Uso, who has been main event Jey Uso. It's even the graphic here, who's not main eventing a WrestleMania, goes up against the world title. If Jey Uso doesn't win this title, his whole push over the last 2 or 3 years means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. It's a waste. It's a waste of a character build. He's got to complete this.
I agree.
That's all I gotta say. He has to win.
I do think he ends up winning. They're gonna redo the semi match from last year, except with Jay, because they're like, oh, Gunther's gonna be really good at this. Let's just have him do it again. So, yeah, I think it's the right call. I was not hot on this feud. It started out hot. It got really, really bad in Act 2 with Jey Uso just botching. Like, you're trying to build him up. Why are you beating him down?
And then Cena turned heel and no one cared anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think it ended really, really strong and really, really good. That last promo from last week, where he's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think,
saved it.
Was just like, that's what it needed. He overcame the fear before the match, and that's kind of what he needed. So I think this match is gonna be fire and flames. I think the feud was pretty bad in the build, but it ended strong. And now it's it shouldn't main event. To be honest, that build it should not main event. But it's gonna be a good opener.
It's gonna be a fantastic opener. It's gonna be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is Allegiant Stadium, is it domed or open?
It is a domed with a translucent roof.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh, it's really nice.
I don't like daytime wrestling. I think it looks bad, to be honest.
That's why it's going to be indoors. So
good.
It'll be
Jay's entrance is going to be fire.
How many shoulders are going to be separated during that? Everybody eating the whole time.
Oh my god, so many.
I want him to start at the last row and yeet all the way down.
My shoulders hurt after going to Raw a couple weeks ago.
Are you serious?
I eat in bed.
I had to do a little eat.
So, okay, do you have Jay
like a T-Rex?
T-Rex.
Oh hell yeah, Jay's 1,000% winning. He's so fucking over right now. Like again, like when we went to Raw at a MSG, like the building was vibrating.
Really?
For him.
Dangerous.
Yeah. The pop is unreal for him, like almost unmatched right now. He deserves a world title so much. Like, I low-key feel that Gunther's title reign has been a little boring. I liked his IC reign better. But
I feel that.
Again, I feel like my theme for this WrestleMania is happy with what everyone's done, but I'm really hopeful that they'll do something else.
Yeah.
So Gunther can go do something else.
He's going to take some time off. He just signed a new contract. Let him drop the belt for a little bit. He'll win a world title in like 2 seconds when he gets back anyways. Yeah.
If you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have adamantly said Jay's losing. And then Gunther decided to celebrate Passover early by killing Mama Uso's firstborn. and
spreading blood all over
the doorstep.
Yeah. I was like, okay, all right, I'm into it. Jay came back. I'm not scared of you no more.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell my mama ever this. I was like, all right, Jay's winning. Jay is gonna win this. But here's the thing. I'm looking forward to Monday night even more because Gunther or Jay is going to walk into Raw with that title. And do you guys know what Monday is?
The Monday after Mania?
Oh.
If you check your calendars,
4/21.
It's
Monday
Easter
night
Monday?
happens on Rusev Day.
Stop it.
Yes, it does.
Oh, God, I
Stop
hate you so
it.
much.
And I want this man to walk in there and just go after whichever one of these motherfuckers is holding that belt.
I want
Rusev
Aiden English
Day.
to return. I know he's contracted to TNA, but they have a
They're
working
working with
partnership. If he
They
comes
can
out and
go
like
over here.
and like clears his throat, like I will lose my shit.
I want either Gunther's next or Jay's first feud to be with a returning Rusev. And if Lana's coming,
Rusev would be
and
dope.
if Lana comes back with him, all the better.
The problem is Rusev would be way more over than Jey Uso.
That's why I was kind of leaning towards Gunther. I mean, but I think Jay is winning because at this point, it just makes. I mean, granted, we just did the whole thing with Roman for 4 years. This unstoppable monster killed a man and is still the champion. I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's Jay.
I mean, also Rusev and Lana
It's
coming back, it makes sense. Rusev and Lana just like got back together again. They're like remarried or renewed their vows or what have you. So
And
them coming back as a
Lana
package
was
deal
at
makes sense.
Coachella.
What's up?
Lana was at Coachella with Liv, Raquel, and JoJo.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So listen, I mean, Lana always hangs out with wrestlers. I mean, there was the thing with her and Damian Priest for a while. Yeah. So you have me so hyped, man, for Rusev coming back. I totally forgot about
That's
this.
so not going to happen.
But, yeah, you never know. But hey, let's move on to the other WWE Women's World Championship match. And again, the best way to describe this match, think of the two messiest white women you know and have them face off against each other. Because within a span of the last 2 weeks, this got messy real quick.
Yeah.
And
This has AEW written all over it.
this is a rough one. You had, apparently everybody got mad at Charlotte for doing her job in the video promo against Tiffy, who was totally flustered by Charlotte doing whatever. And then Tiffy decided to come back at her in a promo that was kind of sabotaged by the Chicago crowd, which unfortunately happened because I think they had a good promo going, and then Charlotte couldn't get a word out, which was also the same day Charlotte was on a talk show talking about her real life, trauma and the marriage and stuff, and she was shooting a lot there, and then Tiffy kind of just went into business for herself and kind of used that ammo against Charlotte, which was like, ooh, that was a choice. And then the next day was Charlotte's birthday. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, this feud needed some spice. All right, this feud needed some like high school girl drama.
And we got it.
But it's bad.
And we got it. It's bad drama, but we got it.
It's bad. It's bad though.
It's like Bad Girls Club bad.
Yeah. It's poor Charlotte.
Yeah.
Poor Charlotte.
Uh-oh.
It's always Charlotte. It's always this should always have to happen to Charlotte.
Are we defending Charlotte Flair?
I most certainly am not.
I don't know if we're defending Charlotte Flair. The way I see it with that last promo that they actually had is that I thought they had something.
Kaiser was really dumb.
Yes,
that was a shoot from the hip. She had to do something.
I know she had to say something.
I thought about it. I was like, I wouldn't put it past them. But my thing is that if the Chicago crowd didn't sabotage Charlotte's part of the promo, I thought we would have had something really good, regardless.
Probably,
but she's been doing this. She should be able to handle even Charlotte. Even Chicago, she should be. I don't know. Chicago.
No, they gave her Dominic booing. It was bad.
They did. I understand, but she is Ric Flair's daughter. She should be able to handle that. It should be in her DNA. She's been doing this for. She
usually does
long.
Too.
So
yeah, but
what happened here?
What happened here is they wouldn't stop.
Television that morning.
Yeah, but they wouldn't stop. Like eventually, if they like somebody, they'll stop. But it was just like, we're not going to let her speak. Like it's different.
Okay, yeah, but sure, I get that, but she should. I mean, as long as she's been doing this, if she is who she says she is, if she is supposed to be this next Ric Flair, she's supposed to be her father, but better. She should have been bouncing off the ropes and wooing and strutting and just making them eat her words.
I think she doesn't want to do that.
She's getting compared to her father for all the wrong reasons. She's getting compared to her dad because she can't be married. That's unfortunate for her. I feel bad. Like, people are shitting on her because she's had more divorces in less time than Rick has.
You also don't know whose fault it is.
Yeah,
it was Andrade.
Did he cheat on her or something?
That's fine.
What's up?
I think I feel like there were stories where Bram was just terrible to her, and that's why she let Tom Latimer.
Yeah, I think he smacked her around a little bit.
So
she was in an abusive marriage at one point. Yes.
Yeah. So getting out of that, I'm not calling any. I'm not commenting on any of the marriage stuff. I'm saying her in the ring as a character should be able to turn it on and get. And again, it's Chicago. I understand that. Still. But I will say that was the only thing that drew my attention to this storyline was the fact that she got flustered and then 0-3 and Kaiser in the DMs. I was like, okay, I'm interested. And then they leaned into it too much. And I was like, I don't care.
Mm.
Charlotte's going to win. We all know this. Charlotte's going to take the title.
Oh, yeah.
This to me is a bathroom break match.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is my smoke match.
I just had this thought going back to that infamous promo in Chicago. I think what was to Charlotte's detriment, because you're doing a promo with somebody else, so that's your partner in this whole thing. You also had Wade Barrett, who did nothing. He was just there for the sake of being there. That's where a more experienced person doing a promo, because Tiffany's not really that experienced, would kind of guide the crowd into letting Charlotte speak, which Tiffany did not do. She kind of just like stood there, and I think this isn't me being nuanced and nitpicky, but I think if you have a more experienced person doing a promo off with Charlotte, where you can see that your partner in the segment can't get a word out, that's where you kind of have to take control to kind of, control the crowd a little bit so that that partner can get some of that stuff off.
Maybe they genuinely don't like each other.
I heard they don't.
Like,
Can't imagine why.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, this match. They're a punch for going off script. This match is gonna be cut for time. Like, this is not gonna be a good match.
60 seconds.
I was gonna say this is gonna be a squash, probably.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm Charlotte Flair
ruin
match.
Tiffany. Yeah, but Tiffany's gonna have a very rough weekend.
I don't think Tiffany deserves to be squashed because I really enjoyed her run as champion. But it's Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's always going to be the one that wins.
It's the I'm Charlotte Flair clause at WrestleMania. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah, the only thing that gives me hope if she does win, I guess when she does win, it might be time for the man to come around.
Becky's not coming back.
Run that back. I know, but I gotta find something to hope for.
She was just on a podcast recently saying that, it's WrestleMania season, I'm done wrestling, which also leads me to wonder, like, are you just lying?
The man to come around.
Also, I think in this feud with Charlotte, it's not really Tiffany being exposed, but you can see that Tiffany still needs some work done in her character. Also, Tiffany's character isn't a babyface character. She's a bitch.
She does not know how to be a face.
She can't really. Her character doesn't lean into being a face. It's more of a really annoying heel. But they had to make her the face against Charlotte, or I think there was a switch that happened because people don't like Charlotte, and it didn't work out well.
Know that she shouldn't have won the Rumble. I mean, there was an alternate universe. Where this
what did WWE think was going to happen? We're gonna cheer Charlotte when you telegraphed it a mile away she's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah,
like
here's the thing: there's an alternate universe where where the four of us are sitting around talking about Tiffany Stratton versus Jordan Grace for this title.
Stop it!
Oof.
That
I picked
is a
Jordan
Mania
Grace
match
for the Rumble, and I was an idiot.
Hey, Mance, remember what Ricky said at the beginning of the show? WrestleMania is not for you.
Oh, I know.
Casuals would be like,
who's Jordan Grace?
Is Beth Phoenix back? Why is she so big?
We're not talking about NXT, but
we will.
Why is Jordan Grace on NXT?
Choice.
We'll come back to it then.
Choice. But yeah, let's move on from the Bad Girls Club match.
Yeah, Charlotte wins.
Onto the Showcase This Is a Thing match, because this is a thing. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. And unfortunately, Logan Paul's going to look good again because AJ Styles is just that damn good. And it's a match because it's Vegas and Logan Paul wanted the match because apparently Logan Paul doesn't work Saturdays. So he always has matches on Sundays. It's if you look at his Manias, most of his Mania matches are on Sunday.
That's true.
God, I don't like Logan Paul the person, but I respect him in the ring. But AJ Styles needs a win at Mania. He's been losing way too much at Mania. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. That's what I'm gonna go with here.
I think Logan Paul's been losing too much in general in his entire run. So I'm going Logan, and AJ's gonna make him look great. AJ's at this point in his career where he's forever over as a face, forever over as a heel. The dude doesn't need to win anything ever again, and you're gonna love him anyway or boo him anyway.
I will say this:
almost get over, so that was close enough. Logan Paul
wins.
The
pulverizer finisher is I hate it. It's
great.
So good.
Or it looks great.
So good. Kay, who do you have?
I feel the same way as Will. I think Logan's gonna win because AJ does not need the win. Like, I would love to see him win. I think he's more deserving. This is gonna be my Sunday smoke break. Sorry, AJ. I don't give a fuck about this match. Logan Paul, again, he's a better wrestler than I'd like to admit, but he's not the celebrity I want to see at WrestleMania. But I know WrestleMania is not for me.
Still waiting on Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny, but that's going to turn into a shoot because they do not like each other.
God,
honestly,
please.
I wanted a Bad Bunny match so bad this year, but I guess the new album just came out. He's probably very busy.
Dude, Bad Bunny came out and said recently he wants to be a heel too.
So
he'll be a hero if he goes against Logan Paul.
Dude, I want to see Bad Bunny versus Tony Hinchcliffe.
That man is not funny.
Dude, Tony would do it. Tony's such a big. Tony's such a big. He's such a big wrestling fan. He's the Puerto Rico is a pound of garbage joke at the Trump rally.
Yeah.
Why was he?
That's Tony Hinchcliffe.
I didn't realize that was the same guy.
Well, he's a big wrestling mark.
Yeah.
No, that was bad because he had to be watered down. That was really bad.
No, but he also
he made a few
punched down on Biggie's broken neck.
Yeah. I mean,
he did do that.
Yeah.
That's why he did do that.
You can water down shit, but it's still shit.
It's true.
That's his gimmick. I know I defend Tony Hinchcliffe, but that's his gimmick. He's an asshole to everybody.
Who do you got for this?
As far as this match goes, I'm done with the Logan Paul experiment. Yes, he is good in the ring, and if he has a good opponent, he's great in the ring. AJ is a good opponent. This will be a wonderful match, and God, I want AJ to win. And if I'm calling Hal, which I always do, Scarlett distracts the ref. Karrion Kross kills Logan Paul, and we continue on. And AJ gets the pin. We continue on with that.
That wouldn't be terrible.
Moment.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
They've been teasing it.
Been bouncing around for months with AJ. What isn't he fighting? Aren't they wrestling on SmackDown?
They wrestled
on Raw.
They wrestled on Monday.
Before Karrion took the pin and took the phenomenal forearm, he put his hands behind his back, sacrificing himself to AJ.
Huh.
And if there's one thing we do, and there's one thing we do know is that whatever Karrion Kross, whoever Karrion Kross comes into contact with in a feud, whatever he says usually happens. Karrion Kross is the best written character in WWE, and no one knows it.
Dude, I've never liked Karrion Kross, but this is actually really interesting.
Well, think about the people he's interacted with. He interacted with Shinsuke. Shinsuke became a darker version. He interacted with the New Day. What happened to the New Day? They broke up. Every person he's interacted with, he's turned them in some way, shape, or form.
Didn't he do Sammy?
He did do
at
Sammy,
one point.
I think.
Zayn?
Yeah.
Sammy at one point.
So.
Then Sammy dug down deep and won the IC title. So
yeah.
With every person he interacts with, he turns them in some weird way.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Karrion and Scarlett to. I just want Logan to lose, man.
So bad.
Dude, I'm with Ricky though. I don't like Logan Paul the person, but I love Logan Paul the wrestler. I think he's so good in the ring and on the mic, but this outside of wrestling, he's just such a piece of shit.
He's such a piece of crap. Yeah. So
yeah.
Moving on.
I've just had enough of him.
Yeah. Moving on to what might actually steal the show at Mania. To be completely honest.
Most definitely.
The Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way, the first time a Fatal 4-Way for the IC title. Dom Mysterio, who was on Hot Ones with Liv Morgan, which is actually really funny, versus Finn Balor.
Oh, shit. I'll watch that later.
Versus Penta versus Braun Breaker. And the only question here is how bad of a spear is Dom Mysterio going to take? Because it's going to be epic.
It'll be bad.
Bad.
It'll be bad. It won't be I Show Speed, but it'll be bad.
I don't know. I Show Speed took the worst spear, and then Braun Breaker flew like 10 yards to spear Carlito.
Dude, that was such a ridiculous. The fact that he landed on his feet
Yeah, that was scary.
after doing that spear was weird. I don't know how his body did that.
I don't think he knows.
Here's
Steiner
the
math.
thing. I don't know where we're going with this because I can
Steiner math.
see easily Breaker, Penta, or Finn winning and it making sense. But then again, I can also see Dom winning just to piss everybody off because that's what Dom would do. Initially, I'm leaning towards Penta because they've been riding Penta hot and you ride the hot hand. But Breaker's still Braun Breaker and he's like kind of their love child from NXT. But Finn also deserves a run because Finn is Finn and Finn can work. And then, like I said, Dom would just piss everybody off. So I don't know. I'm going to defer to Kay. What do you got?
I actually am picking Dom Mysterio.
Of
to
course
win.
you would. Of course.
No, I'm like, no, not in the. No, I'm not being stupid. I'm being serious.
Okay.
I really feel that it's gonna set up Dom and Finn breaking up and Finn stepping away from the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Penta, originally when this match was called, I thought that Penta was gonna win, but I think it's too early. It does not hurt him to not win this match.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to take the pin. I think the match Finn is going to be cost the match one way or another. Whether
Okay.
Dom pins Finn.
Dom pins Finn, or like Carlito comes out and sabotages Finn, or Liv and Raquel I think Finn is done with the Judgment Day, and I think Dominic's going to have his moment, but I also think this is going to serve as kind of the Judgment Day breakup.
Again.
Because it's stale as fuck, in my opinion.
100%.
Like, we don't need the Judgment Day anymore. Like, Finn deserves so much better. Like, Finn does deserve to be a champion.
Yeah.
I think this is his launching point to be something better. Maybe the Demon comes back. Maybe he does something new. Like, he's been mad stale for a long time, and he deserves better.
Yeah. Well, Terrashock, who you got?
If you're going to take it off Braun Breaker, where does he go? And I know Mance was all big on Rusev Day, but I think Braun Breaker then goes on to face Jey Uso, because what happened when last time Jey Uso won a singles title?
He beat
He
Braun
lost
Breaker.
it to Braun Breaker.
Oh, he lost the Braun
with
Breaker,
like a week.
Yeah.
Lost the Braun Breaker within like a week.
Oh,
So,
I like that.
I love the idea of it's like, yeah, okay, he's gonna drop the title, fatal 4-way, not eat the pin. He's protected. Storyline of the Judgment Day is there. Penta gets good showcase, and Braun moves on to bigger and better things. In a feud, you know he's not gonna win, but an entertaining match with him and Jey Uso, who have the chemistry and have a story within it already built in.
So who wins?
Bam. Dom. I like Kay's booking with Dominic Mysterio, so that's
Thank
my
you.
guy.
Gotcha. Mance, who you got for this? I know you got something cooking great.
Well, I always do. I get to walk around all day as a mailman and just fantasy book my favorite matches. Here's my finishing sequence. Finn hits the coup de grace on Penta. Braun spears Finn while he's still standing on Penta. Dom comes from behind and puts Braun into the post. He falls outside. Dom pins Finn. Dom wins the title.
That
100%.
eats.
This
100%,
this
that's
match
it.
ends with Judgment Day pinning Judgment Day, and specifically Dom pinning Finn.
And Liv's like, what are you mad about? Judgment Day has the title.
Come on,
100%. I think it's 100% what happens.
And if it happens to be a Zack Ryder Intercontinental title reign because the next day is Rusev Day, I'm okay with that too.
Oh my
I mean,
God. Dom wins
that
and
would be
loses to
One day
Rusev
Dom.
immediately.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
No one would be mad.
No one
Right?
would.
Dom would be mad.
No one would. You guys give me a
Liv
good
would
sell.
be mad. Wait. Yes! Continue the Judgment Day breakup. Dom loses after a day. Liv breaks up with him.
Then the Judgment Day is just Liv and
Liv and
Raquel
Raquel and Carlito,
Yes.
who's just mooching off.
and
of stuff.
Carlito.
Well, I
Alright.
feel like they'll probably get rid of Carlito and they can just be strong women away from.
It's not going to happen because I think I think there is an alternative that could happen. I like your segment, Mance, but I think we're missing one thing, and it's a blockhead that hasn't been around because he almost collapsed his lung. JD McDonough returns,
Oh, that
interferes on Finn's behalf, and helps Finn win. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Finn
Dude,
Balor.
didn't he like break his ribs?
He collapsed
Broke a
his
rib,
lung.
he collapsed his lung.
Yeah, is he like eligible? Is he okay?
He doesn't have to do anything. He can just show up. It's distraction enough in a
Or
fatal
he
four-way.
shows
He
up
takes
and
a
he
spear.
distracts.
He takes the Braun Breaker spear.
Or he could like show up and then distract
back.
Finn, and that's how he gets pinned.
Dude, if he eats the spear at WrestleMania, I hope the crowd chants "Welcome back."
Braun Breaker's be like, I'm sorry, JD, it's the season premiere.
It's the season. Fuck you. It's my joke. Sorry, Chris. It's the season premiere. I gotta get that soundbite and cut it for the board because that's I have a spot open too. It's too funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Finn here. I think of returning JD McDonough because no one sees it coming, and Finn and JD have always been close, so it kind of works out. So Finn can win the title, then lead a Judgment Day with JD. Either way, Judgment Day I think is done really early after WrestleMania. Moving on to the Sacrificial Lamb Championship. I mean the U.S. title because LA Knight.
Sacrificial night.
Yeah, it's the Sacrificial Knight. Yeah, LA Knight. There's nothing really much to be said here. Jacob Fatu's getting this title.
Bye, LA.
Yeah.
You have a nice placeholder because Fatu is over as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally done here. Yeah, I think this is a clean sweep.
Do we all agree it's Jacob Fatu, right?
Yeah. There's no way they
Absolutely.
don't give us to Jacob Fatu. Like LA Knight
Yeah, that's a
winning would be
crazy
an
good moment.
absolute shocker.
Oh, sorry, I had to take care of something real quick.
No.
Did we say that Jacob's going to kill LA Knight?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, we're all
It's a
together.
clean sweep.
Yeah, very clean sweep. Also, Jacob winning and having a title over Solo makes a whole lot of sense storyline wise.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Give me a Jacob Fatu run bloodline. I've been saying it for months.
I just want Solo to be like, "I love you, Jacob,"
Fatu.
I want Jacob to
and
say
that's
it
his
about
new
himself.
gimmick.
Oh my god. Speaking of another match of why the hell is this on the card? Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. Here's what's gonna happen.
Come on, dude, I
folks.
love this.
I know
wait,
you
wait.
would.
Seriously? We don't know that's Chad Gable.
Stop it.
I personally like the amateur wrestling, the great, he's killing dudes. That could be Brock Lesnar. You don't know that.
God. No. Here's what's
I
gonna
heard it
happen.
was Goldberg.
Stop it.
Yeah, he takes the mask off. Rey Mysterio
Yeah.
takes the mask off.
Rey Mysterio takes the mask off. Oh my god,
And
it's
it's
Chad
another Rey
Gable. Who
Mysterio
knew? And then Rey Mysterio wins. And Chad Gable gets his Mania match officially because Chad Gable's never been on a Mania card. And technically, he's not on a Mania card because it's not Chad
Technically,
Gable.
he's still
It's
not.
El Grande Americano.
Dude, this is just
Can I just
the right
say-
level of stupid for me. That's why I love it.
Was it when they did the video
I
package
find
for him and it said he was from the Gulf of America? Is that what did it for you?
Yes,
I knew
that
it.
too. That too is just fucking hilarious.
It's the mariachi version of Stars and Stripes Forever. John Philip Sousa does not sound like that. It's fantastic.
Okay, you had something?
I just find it so weird that Rey Mysterio is wrestling my Starbucks order, and I don't like it.
El Grande Americano.
But dead ass, my Starbucks order is an iced grande Americano.
They should have called them Venti Americano.
I need to bring in a mini. It's tall
God,
Americano.
I'd rather him as Shorty G. At this point.
God, no.
Oh my god, I should make Americanos at my WrestleMania party.
And just make him Grande
No, I was gonna
Americanos.
drink them at me, probably.
Oh,
Yeah, a grande 16 ounces. It's very easy to do.
Yeah, Ray wins.
Yeah,
This,
Ray
hopefully,
wins.
this match doesn't go too
Yeah.
long.
Please.
The fact that
Go,
this is,
all right.
the fact that this is not mask versus mask, I'm picking Grande Americano.
Oh my god.
I think this is the first match of a feud. And
Dude.
whoever he may be is going to win this match.
This reminds me when
Alright,
Hogan
over-
did Mr. America.
What if it's Hulk Hogan?
That's Senor
It's not Hulk
Americano.
Hogan.
That's a different guy.
That But that's how they get Hulk Hogan on TV without making anyone mad.
Dude, you know Hulk Hogan's American Lager is going to sponsor this match too.
No, isn't it? Oh, no, I guess Mania sponsored by Snickers
Yeah,
this year?
but like Rey Mysterio's matches for the past like
Um,
3 years have been sponsored by something, and his gear has been that.
Cinnamon Toast
Like, what was
Crunch.
it? Not Jimmy John's. It was like Slim Jim was 2 years ago.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch was him versus Dom.
I forgot
Yeah.
what last year was when they did the LWO versus Legato. It was
Was that a Prime match?
no, it wasn't a Prime match. It was something.
That was sponsored by the Philadelphia Eagles.
no. Was that? I
Because
think it was sponsored by
the
like.
Kelsey was there.
Well, that was at the end. But I think it was like Dude Wipes or something like that. It was something weird.
It probably was. It probably was Dude Wipes.
Yeah, it was something weird on the teleprompter. But yeah, Ray wins. Let's just move on to a feud that actually kind of started hot, kind of dull, but got better with video packages as the magic of video packages show, and also their really funny Twitter beef back and forth. Jade Cargill in her first solo match at Mania against Naomi. Naomi being the heel because Naomi took out Jade. Jade coming in like a firecracker at Elimination Chamber and just
Terrifying.
Just.
beating the
And we all forgot about it by the end of the night, but going back and watching it, like, God, she's going to kill him.
It's all about, especially with Jade, Naomi, Bianca, it's all about the outfits because the outfits tell the story of how this match is going to go. The only thing I think Jade's winning because you have to make a new star. I think
of course,
Jade's winning, but I want Jade in my Marvel nerddom to finally come in a full classic Storm outfit. There's going to be no sky because they're in a dome. You can do a whole like lightning and you can do a whole freaking show of her entrance.
You could do everything.
Yeah. It would be perfect. That's all I want for this match. I want Jade to come out as Storm and I'll be like, it's over. It's going to be amazing.
Dude, Naomi wearing the caution tape, I think I love it.
Oh yeah.
This feud is great. I think this
It's
feud has
fun.
been great top to bottom. Like Naomi has carried a lot of it with her promos and her backstage segments and her motivation and everything about it's been like, damn, Naomi, you've wanted to do this for years, haven't you? Because she's like never really been a heel. So yeah, I think this is also a sleeper match because Naomi can work. Jade
is better than
if she has
she
the right.
was.
If she has, it's better than she was. So we'll have to see if she was working shit out and while she was off because she hasn't really had a match or anything that physical other than just beating the fuck out of her in the chamber. But if this is a brawl, fisticuffs kind of match, not necessarily like, because it's a fight. It doesn't need a match. It needs to be a fight.
This should have been the
fits the
Sin
story.
City street fight.
Yes.
No, I disagree. I disagree because I think we'll get to that. We'll go get to that next. But
Yeah, it's next.
I think this is fine as it is. This is a sleeper match, possibly show stealer for whatever night it's on.
Yeah, what did it for me is when Naomi in her heel confession said, "Every time I try to stand up for myself, you all turn on me," and I'm like, I'm sold. That was the line that did it for me.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's a great line.
It's a great line. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. This is a very good writing, very good storytelling. I still wish Bianca was sort of involved, but there's plenty of time for that moving forward. Jade wins.
I'm a TNA person. I got to see a lot of Trinity in TNA. I knew what she could do. She's getting to show it. I'm excited for that. Jade is better than she was. Jade's a great character. Jade in the ring is good. This should be fine.
Yeah.
They need a little bit.
She's
of
an
smoke.
attraction.
She's an attraction. They need a little bit of smoke and mirrors, not too much. This should be a lot of fun. I'm going with Jade. It does not make sense for Naomi to win this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kayfabe, who you got?
I'm also going with Jade. I would love Naomi to win, but it's just not her time to win. Jade's gonna kick the shit out of her. I agree. I hope she comes in the Storm gear because she's made to be Storm.
Who does Naomi
It's
come out
gonna
as
be a
then?
banger.
I was thinking about that, and I got
I was
nothing.
thinking
know.
someone. The best thing to do is someone from Black Panther, but she's not going to shave her head.
No, she won't be a Dora Milaje, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no. I mean, she could be like some kind of Killmonger, just that kind of gear.
That'd be dope.
Who did that recently?
Maybe
Who
she
did that recently?
Did a Killmonger?
I feel like someone did it a few years ago. It's somewhere.
Oh.
Mickey, you pointed it out.
Oh yeah, I know. I recall I recall.
Like
you
it might have been
saying that.
Swerve or
I was
something.
thinking Swerve.
Yeah.
I
but
think
can't
Swerve
put
did it.
a finger on it.
Yeah.
But I mean that could work. That's the only thing I could really think of. If in this Neo, I know is maybe Naomi's not. I know Naomi's a nerd, but maybe there's someone like Street Fighter or something.
A Street Fighter would be cool.
I will say they might have the crazy one of the craziest entrances, or the two of the craziest entrances in this Mania.
If she wants to mess with her, she can come out as Jade from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I like that.
I like that a lot. That'd be really cool. That'd be real. I mean, Jade is also like a super nerd too. Like she came out as She-Hulk during an AEW entrance. At one point.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did she twerk?
That's cool.
No, not that version of She-Hulk.
Okay, so you mean the good version?
No, She-Hulk series was great. That's another topic for another time. I'm a fan of Tatiana Maslany. But moving on from this match to the I Just Hate You match, the Sin City Street Fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I know it's not gonna happen. However, I need to say this. They needed to have this match just fight on the Vegas Strip. Like, make it a real Sin City Street Fight and have it end in the Bellagio
That would
fountain.
rip.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. No, I mean I think this match was the right one to be a street fight because it's gonna be more physical.
Yeah.
Like these guys this feud was kind of like a whatever feud, but Drew McIntyre selling out the eye patch, the beatdowns, the constant beatdowns. Just where's the meat button? Hang on.
Where is it?
It was meat slapping majesty.
Like that's the meat. It's the meat slapping big Beanie Boy slapping meat match. Like this match is going to be incredible. This is going to be another show stealer. I can't believe how excited I am for this match. You know what it was?
What?
Drew McIntyre's like Wolverine's healed, fella, and pulled off the eye patch. I was like, "Fuck yeah, you're good. Let's go."
He looked like a Jack
yeah,
Nick Fury.
Yeah, dude, and like Damian Priest is to piss off Puerto Rican, needs to beat some ass. Like, dude, I'm about it. I'm about this.
Scottish
match.
psychopath and a pissed off Puerto Rican.
Yeah, dude, I'm about it. This match is gonna be great. I can't wait. Who wins? I have no idea.
We
Who
all
cares, really?
We all win.
Yeah, we win. We win.
Spanish, we win.
Although I will say, Drew McIntyre with the eye
my
patch.
toilet's gonna have to wait for I have to wait another 15 minutes. That's what it means.
Drew McIntyre with the eye patch was like original comic book accurate Nick Fury before we made him black. He also looked like Snake Eater
before Samuel Jackson pissed off nobody.
Well, the quick story behind that is that when they did the Ultimates line in Marvel, they made Nick Fury, and the guy who drew Nick Fury made him look a lot like Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson threatened to sue, and they're like, well, we'll just make you Nick Fury in the MCU. And he was like, all right, deal. And that's what happened.
He's like, that's way more money. Like, yeah, let's do it.
But Drew also looked like Snake Eater from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, yes, he did with longer hair.
Yeah.
And also a little bit
Snake.
of Kurt Russell from Waterworld, I believe.
Kurt Russell. No, that was
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. There
Yes,
it is.
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to keep the eye patch, actually.
Snake Plissken.
Dude, it's too hard to wrestle on an eye patch. Like, you need your visibility.
You need your depth perception.
Like, for real. Yeah, that one, dude.
He'd be
depth
missing
perception, that's
claymores
awesome.
everywhere, just jumping out of the ring.
Yeah, dude, it would be an actual problem.
God, one of the worst
So-
visuals of the last 10 years of wrestling is Drew McIntyre missing a claymore. He looks so helpless.
Mhm.
He looks... he's like
It's a
flailing
big
his
old back
arms.
bump. It's a big old back bump. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy counts down to it. I don't know how you can't miss it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know who wins. I want Damian, but I feel like we owe Drew something this year. So I'm going to go with Drew.
If you remember my last
Yeah,
appearance
I
on the
agree.
show, my last appearance on this show, I, to the beat, predicted how Damian Priest would win the world title from Drew McIntyre. I mean, spot for spot at some points.
I got to watch that. I got to
called
listen to that again.
Oh, I texted you during the show, just 4 words. I called that shit. And this has been brewing for a year. This needs to get ugly. This needs to and I feel like Drew also took a shot at CM Punk with the real glass thing in his eye. When it's all said and done, I think Drew has to come out on top. I know Damian not had that. He's had maybe a run of losses here, but so has Drew. Drew needs to look dominant so that when we get to Monday, and it's Rusev Day, there's somebody to come to stand up to Rusev.
So all I've gotten from your predictions, Mance, is that Rusev is coming back on Monday.
Yes, that's what I care about on Monday.
I'm all for
Works
it.
for me. I'm
God's
about it.
favorite champion.
Oh man. Okay, Drew with a clean sweep here. Moving on to we're just putting this match in just to put in a match. The New Day without Big E going up against the War Raiders, who surprise surprise are the World Tag Team Champions. If anybody forgot, because I sure did before this feud was announced. So yeah, this match is happening. The only question I have for this match, because I don't even care who wins, I'm just gonna like flip a coin at some point. Does Big E interfere in the match?
Oh, that'd be cool. No.
That would be cool.
No, I
I'm
don't
gonna go
think
with
so.
no.
Go with no. What do you say?
Yeah, I don't think he can, right?
Interference just means
Yeah,
you can just show up.
I think he'll if you mean interference, I think he'll come out on like the stage or something, maybe ringside at most.
Mm-hmm.
But if the New Day's doing some like outlandish heel shit that's, possibly out of character for them in this match, Big E could kind of come out and like, kind of give them that disappointed, you were my brother Anakin sort of look.
Does Big E have kids?
No, he doesn't even. No, he's dating Mia Yim's
Mm-mm.
sister, but he doesn't have kids.
Right.
No kids. I was gonna say what you could do is like have him ringside, like with this, like how they show celebrities and everyone ringside or whatever.
Yeah.
Like have him ringside there for the match, and like he has some kind of interaction there, like when Dom put the water on his sister, and it was like the greatest moment of his life, like that kind of a spot. But like Big E would need to be sitting there with somebody that's like, oh, his kid, perfect. But I guess it could be his girlfriend.
What if they put what if Big E's a special guest commentator?
That would work.
That work.
That puts him right there without him being in immediate danger.
I'm
necessarily.
thinking more, since Big E's a correspondent, after the show he pulls the short straw and he has to interview the new tag team champions, the New Day.
Oh, God.
That'd be a wonderful
good.
segment.
He is on that post show. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yeah. I still
guess
think
that
the
reveals
War
my
Raiders. I think the War Raiders come out of this due to a Big E
I'm picking New
interference.
Day.
I'm going New Day.
It's like the one time I've
New
never
Day.
picked New Day.
Yeah.
I will say this, on Monday, it hurt my heart just a little bit when Kofi said they were going to become the new WWE Tag Team Champions instead of the new WWE.
WWE.
I was like, oh God, it's really over.
Yeah, that's really sad.
It is really over for them. Speaking of, hey, we're throwing this match on the card because we need to do something. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are putting the WWE Women's Tag titles on line against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria because they are trying to get Lyra Valkyria over.
So hard.
The biggest travesty of this WrestleMania card, and I'll say it right now, is that my United States champion, Chelsea Green, is nowhere here on this card.
Ugh. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
and
It is a
Lyra-
travesty. You're 100% correct.
I
And
don't
Lyra
understand
can't defend
it.
her own title.
There is
It's so
no
stupid.
women's
What happened to the
mid-card
Bailey
title.
Roxanne Perez story?
No one knows. No one knows. No women's mid-card title is defended at Mania. This should have been one of the inaugural women's mid-card defenses because it's the Mania
told you
right after
so.
they got announced.
Yeah.
That match that Bayley and Lyra had, last week?
The gauntlet match?
Would have been...
Mhm.
No, not the gauntlet match. The singles match they had against each other
Yesterday?
on Raw.
On Raw, yeah.
Lyra and Bailey?
Lyra and
Yeah.
Bayley.
Solid match.
Yeah, that would have fit perfectly on this Mania. It was great.
Well, you got to put Liv on it somewhere to do something.
That's fine. You have Liv and Raquel go against are Kyrie and Asuka healthy? Kabuki Warriors.
Kyrie's
That would've
not.
been fine.
I don't think Kyrie and Asuka are cleared yet.
No.
There's so many women. The Secret Harvest.
Yeah.
There you go. And then you have Chelsea go against
Mhm.
somebody. Why are the women? Why do you have these women's?
Zelina Vega would be a great.
You have these women's secondary titles, and you're like, yeah, what if we put one of them in a tag team and one of them can fuck off? Why do we have these
I
titles if not putting them on it? And why do we have a 3-hour?
Man, I
pre-show?
told you guys not to get too excited when they announced them. So
I
this
think
is
they're
on you.
waiting. Allegedly, Evolution 2 is supposed to be happening
This
July
summer.
4th weekend in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to announce Evolution during Mania weekend, and if so, they're waiting to blow their load on the women's mid-card titles until Evolution. I
No,
don't
you
agree
blow your load
with
on the
that
women's
decision
mid-card
to
title
leave
at
them
your
off the
biggest
card.
show of the year.
I agree, but whenever shit needs to be cut for time, we're often than not it's women,
That's true.
Yeah.
Even as it may,
and
I
there's a
still
lot
think
of shit
Chelsea.
going on with the boys.
Yeah, you could have given Chelsea Green, your best women's mid card character, a spot at Mania. They've been
Yes.
trying
Yeah.
so hard to get Lyra to be relevant, but Lyra has a worker's curse. She's a good worker.
She can work.
She's a bad
She's a very
character.
good worker.
Mhm.
Bad
She knows
character.
how to work.
Yeah.
They don't give her anything. They don't give her any development. There's no backstage promos. There's no nothing. Like
She shows
the-
up with
the best
wings
thing
and
we
puts on
had-
a match.
yeah, she just
Mhm.
goes woo.
And she's Irish.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
What hell of a worker. God
hell
damn.
of a worker.
Hell of a worker.
They're still
That gauntlet
losing.
match actually wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
The gauntlet
Oh,
match
yeah.
was
The,
fun.
judge-
Yeah.
the women of the Judgment Day are going to be the only one. Well, I guess the women of the Judgment Day and Dom are going to walk out of here with gold, and it's going to be great.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I think's happening. I think we're going clean sweep with the Judgment Day here.
Yep.
Yep.
100%.
Mhm. Yep.
So officially, as of right now, that is the last Mania match that's announced. However, we still have to replace Kevin Owens. Randy
Damn,
is
this
supposed to
sucks.
have a match. Kevin Owens
Yeah.
got legit injured, is in surgery, is going to be out for a while. It's with his neck, obviously, and all of that stuff. We hope Kevin gets better. But now we have to replace Kevin Owens against Randy. Here's the big question, and it's a bonus question. Who replaces Kevin Owens? It's not Rusev, Mance. Please don't say Rusev.
Rusev is actually not on my short list.
Oh, okay. Who is on your short list?
I got one.
I know which one you're
Go ahead,
picking,
Kay.
Kay.
I do too.
I do.
Jeff Hardy.
I
no, it's not
believe.
Jeff.
No, actually, it's not Jeff Hardy. I think we're not going to find out who the competitors until the night of he's supposed to wrestle. Is Randy Saturday or Sunday?
I don't remember.
Probably Sunday. Probably Sunday.
All right. Let's just say he's on Sunday. We're not going to know until Sunday. I think Randy's going to come out first, his Stu's entrance. He'll be waiting in the ring. And then all of a sudden, it's going to go black and we're going to hear the creak.
Yep, that's
And
what I
we
thought.
get a returning Aleister Black.
Okay.
I agree. I think that's the best option. I think it's really the only option because you got to think about this. Is the Cody spot from a few years ago
Mhm.
with Seth, and it's got to be someone big that the crowd will know. And the biggest person out there right now is Aleister Black. That being said, I think it's Solo.
I think it's
Solo
Solo too. But
Sikoa.
that's not my pick.
Solo Sikoa comes down. It's gonna be a talking segment, RKO, punts, and that's it.
So no match.
No match.
Ooh.
Or
I mean, you also
what
have
if
the
Miz
Nick
does the
Aldis
Miz TV
tease.
with Randy Orton.
Now, see, that is on my short list. I would love for it to be Nick Aldis. It won't be, but I would love for it to be Nick Aldis.
I would
too. I have a heart pick and a brain
Me
pick.
too.
All right, what's the
My
heart? What's the
heart
brain
pick
pick?
is okay. The brain pick is Sheamus.
Honestly,
Sheamus,
Ooh.
I
Sheamus
love
has
that.
nothing to do on this WrestleMania.
That'd
and
be
he
fun.
should.
I want to fight,
Orton.
fella.
I mean, yeah, that'd be great. My heart pick, which I'm going to go with Sheamus as my actual pick, is the lights go down. Everybody's waiting. Say his name and he appears.
Stop it.
Oh, that's a good
And the
one.
TNA World Champion walks out.
There was talks
Okay.
that he was supposed
Would
to
it
be
be
in a
for the
segment.
title or no?
No.
Okay, that's an interesting question. And part of me is like, if you're going to do it, go full balls with it and have Randy Orton win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Stop.
Oh my god.
Stop.
So that's too far.
Can I selfishly say no to that because I want Joe Hendry to last until Slammiversary
I
so we
do
can see him as the champion?
Very much want him to remain champion. But if you're going to do it, Randy Orton's not losing. So it's either non-title, which is fine, or Randy Orton wins the TNA World Championship, which is interesting.
It is the working
So-
partnership. It would be
But
interesting.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Officially, I'm picking Sheamus.
I
But
like the
unofficially,
visual.
If it's
Go ahead,
Joe
Vince.
Hendry. Officially, if it's Joe Hendry, I'm texting you again. I called that shit.
Honestly, I like the visual because you're in Vegas. You're in the home of the Raiders. Aleister Black being a literal Satanist, and there's no problem with that. Being a literal Satanist and like rising from the ashes in the home of the Raiders, who we like skulls and crossbones and wearing black is kind of a thing. Like it just makes thematic sense for him to come back and kind of like rise up from like a coffin. Would be an amazing visual. Unfortunately, he'd have to lose because it's Randy, and Randy's got to punt somebody. You know. My dark horse pick is Nick Aldis because Nick Aldis deserves it. He took this job because that's the only thing they offered him. And I don't know if you see Nick Aldis lately. He's still in
He's
wrestling
yoked.
shape.
Yeah.
He's
Let's
huge.
go.
Yeah.
Was he forced retirement?
He's
'cause of
ready to
injury?
go.
Like, is he?
No, according
Okay.
to Nick,
No, they just made him the general manager.
I thought they didn't have a wrestling job for him.
they didn't have a wrestling job for him. They offered GM, and Nick Aldis was like, "Well, I'm just gonna take what they give me and just run with it." And
Take
he's
it.
done a hell of a job.
Yeah, take it.
And
Yeah.
again, Randy brought up Mickey James in a promo, his real life wife. There is incentive for Nick Aldis to be like,
Mhm.
screw this, I'm fighting you at Mania.
So after he just punched Solo in the head, Nick Aldis comes out and then they brawl.
Great. I'm
Yeah,
here for it. But
I love it.
I want Nick Aldis to do something besides stand there and be a really good GM, but he can still go. It's not like Adam Pearce, who can, when they both showed up, I would have killed for Adam Pearce versus Nick Aldis, but it's not possible. Nick Aldis can go. Let Nick Aldis wrestle.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's gonna be close, but anyway, I think Randy wins no matter what. Are we all going with Randy here?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, even if it is just Sheamus. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it's just Sheamus, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Sheamus it's a solid pick. He's got nothing to do. He'll actually be there. It's a little underwhelming. This is the Cody spot. That's why Joe Hendry makes way more sense to
Joe
me.
Hendry would be so fucking amazing. That'd be a wild time.
That would be cool.
All right, so that is literally, we finally got through. That is all the things that we're doing on WrestleMania. That's all the matches for WrestleMania, that show. So we're going to crown it real quick. How good do you think this pay-per-view or premium live event will be? One being the exploding barbed wire death match from AEW's past, and 10 being the main event of WrestleMania
year's
40 from
WrestleMania.
last year.
Mhm.
I'm going to go first. As we talked about this card, a lot of this is going to kind of depend on how good the undercard is. I think the main events are going to main event, but the undercard has a lot of wiggle room. Like it can either be really great or it can be WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, where we were like, this is going to be a great card. And then we're like, I don't know.
Ugh.
You know, but for me, I think in Triple H's second go around in Mania, he's already said this is going to be spectacle like no other, and spectacle alone is going to give it a solid 8.5 for me. Mance, what do you got?
There's nothing wrong with this Mania. There's nothing like last year where you're like everything depends on this, but there's nothing wrong with this Mania.
Yeah.
Without Joe Hendry, I'm going 7.5. With Joe Hendry, I'm going 9.
Fair.
God, I
Full
love you,
town
man.
shock.
I love you so much. This Mania is very top heavy, which
Yeah.
is fine. The build, I think Taquan said it best in the chat earlier. He's like, the build was meh, but the show itself is going to deliver because it's
It's usually what
WrestleMania, baby.
happens,
The
too.
matches always deliver. So we're gonna come here like in 2 weeks, like, wow, that Mania was actually a lot better than I thought it was. So I'm gonna give it a strong 8, very strong 8.
Yeah, under promise, over deliver. Kayfabe. Slajan K.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm being wildly optimistic. The build is mad boring, like we've been saying, but I think the production value on this Mania alone is gonna be absolutely buck wild.
Oh, yeah.
Like the stage is gonna be crazy. It's in Vegas. Like it's the first Mania of the Netflix era. So there's going to be, I feel like, a certain adultness that we've been seeing more on the Netflix show that we don't necessarily see on cable. I think we're going to get a little, maybe like an F-bomb or two on this Mania. I feel like it's going to be, I think we're going to be surprised. I'm really bored of a lot of what's going on right now, but I think they're going to surprise us. So I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah, that stage reveal is happening, I think, at 6 on Friday Eastern time, by the way. Because the stage reveal is a thing.
Dude, I
Ooh.
try so hard not to see it because I don't want to see it until I'm there or I see it on TV because I think it just looks much cooler with all
Yeah.
the people there. But last year, I think somehow I saw it and I was upset.
We were at SmackDown. They did the segment where Logan Paul ran into the empty arena because he's being chased.
Oh, that's
by
right. They
somebody.
did do that.
Yeah.
Oh, the what's his name? Austin
Randy
Theory,
and
the
KO.
other one.
Yeah. Theory
Randy and
Waller.
KO. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Austin, yeah.
That's how we did the stage reveal last year. But I think it's going to be a more official one this year with that. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the actual undercard of the main show. NXT Stand and Deliver, which is going to be going on at 1 p.m. Eastern, which means it's going to be going on in Vegas at 10 a.m. So have fun with that, folks.
That's insane.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
NXT is going on right now as we're recording the show.
I'll be watching it.
Breakfast.
Yeah, it is breakfast. NXT Stand and Deliver is going. No, NXT's show is going on right now, so we don't have the full card for Stand and Deliver. But here's what we do know: the main event is a triple threat between Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans for the NXT
Oh,
Championship.
baby.
This is going to be absolutely insane. If you don't know who Javon Evans is, watch Heatwave from this past year. Javon Evans is an absolute maniac, and he's only like 19, 20 years old. Obafemi is going to be called up at some point, and he's going to dominate. Like, I'm waiting on Obafemi versus Gunther for a title at some point. And Trick Williams is just over like Rover with his character. Goodness, I don't even know who wins this. Because
Trick. Whoop that trick.
oh yeah, I love Booker T. I can see Obafemi winning this easily. I can see Trick winning again and be a 3-time NXT champion, which I don't think has ever been done before. And
Does Joe not have 3?
Ooh, Fretz has
Joe
news.
does have 3. We'll hold on to that. Hold to that first. Let's make our predictions, and then I'll tell you when to reveal that, Frets. This isn't Vince's, so Obafemi's not going to get called up. But I still think it's Trick that's going to win this. I think Trick wins. It's a triple threat, so Oba doesn't have to be pinned. I think Trick wins in a sly way.
Ooh, I'm going to stick with Oba.
It's hard to go against Obafemi.
I
We've
think
seen
Trick
him
is
wrestle.
I think Trick will win, but I disagree. I think Obafemi might get called up.
I would have put past them.
I'm going Javon because I think both Trick and Oba are going to get called up.
Wow, a 20-year-old as the NXT champion is a wild call.
Absolutely. It's a big call. I
But
understand
that's what
that.
NXT's for,
But
man.
How old was Tyler Bate when they put the UK title on him?
He was
16.
a big, strong boy,
He's
is
a
what he
20
was.
7, 8. Absolutely. I'm going Javon solely because I think he'll be the only one left in NXT by the end of the summer.
Fair enough. Moving on, the NXT Women's Championship in a fatal 4-way. It is a very multi-person match weekend. NXT champion Stephanie Becerra, no longer the Women's North American Championship because she gave that up because you can't be a double champion in NXT for some reason. Putting her NXT
Why do
title
a
on line
match?
against Jada
Yeah.
Parker, Jordan Grace, and a returning Julia who was gone for a couple weeks after losing to Stephanie at the theater at Madison Square Garden.
Good job, Bubba.
You know, I'm going to go here throughout all of this. Jordan Grace isn't winning. Jada Parker is going to get close and not going to win. I think Jordan Grace is a fake out and kind of like a red herring. I still think Stephanie survives somehow. It's either Stephanie or Julia, but I'm going to go with Stephanie Becerra. You got Mance.
Julia.
All right.
I'm going to watch NXT.
I do watch NXT, and honestly, I think it's Jada Parker's time. I think it's time for her to win it. I personally think, and granted, I'm a Jordan Grace mark. I understand that. I think Jordan is here because she chooses to be here. I think at any time she could go up. Julia, if her visa's clear and her injuries cleared up, she could go up. Stephanie needs to stay for a little bit. She's got to get, if nothing else, a little more control of the English language.
Yeah.
But Jada Parker, I think, is on fire right now, and I think it's Jada Parker's time.
I believe, as the story goes, Stephanie was given an option to go to the main roster immediately, and she chose NXT because she wanted to work on her English.
I've heard that
Smart.
the option thing for Jordan, Julia, and Stephanie. And honestly, I believe it for all three. But I think Julia and Jordan can go up at any time. I think Jada's the one. You want to put on Jada, let her run this division for a while, and maybe feud with Stephanie over it all summer until we get to whatever happens before SummerSlam. Is that Heat Wave?
It might
I
be
don't know the
Heat
names
Wave.
of it. It was so much easier when they were just fucking Takeover.
I know.
They were all
Oh,
Takeover.
I miss Takeover.
I know. So,
But
okay,
yeah,
who
no,
you
I'm
got for
picking
this?
Jada.
I originally was going to say Stephanie, but Mance's Jada Parker pitch has swayed me, so I'm going to say Jada Parker.
Okay. All right. The only other match we have so far, and Fretz is going to reveal his thing because Ricky Starks, aka now known as Ricky Saints, who is the new North American champion, beating Sean Spears last week on NXT, has an opponent for the North American Championship. Yes, the perfect 10. Who is he going to be facing? Fretch, you can reveal that now. But until then, the women's North American ladder match is going to happen because NXT and Stand and Delivers love their ladder matches, especially for the women.
Yep.
So far, it's supposed.
Facts.
So far, already qualified for the match. There's going to be 2 more spots, but already qualified is Zarya, Kalani Jordan, the original North American Women's Champion, Sol Ruka, and Izzy Dame. There are going to be 2 slots that I think are being filled as we speak right now.
One of them was filled by Lola Vice.
Lola Vice. Okay. All right. And as we're seeing it right now, All Ego Ethan Page versus formerly Ricky Starks versus aka Ricky Saints now for the men's North American Championship in the Tony Khan special at Stand and Deliver. Because that's going to be hysterical. So funny. But as we know right now, you said Lola Vice, Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Izzy Dame, and Sol Ruka. Out of those 5 that we know, who is winning, Mance?
I have the opposite problem as I have with the women's world title or NXT title, is I don't think any of them are moving up immediately.
No.
The one person I know is not winning is Izzy Dane after that travesty of a qualifier win. Kalani's already had it, so I'm ruling her out. So between, you know what? I'm going to go with Lola Vice. And I have no crazy booking to back that. It's just my gut says Lola Vice.
I'm going with Sol Ruka. I just got a feeling it's her time. She's been carrying Zarya for a while. I think Sol Ruka gets his North American title, and they let her run with it because
a soul snatcher from a letter.
Yes, it is. Will, have you ever seen the Soul Snatcher?
I don't think so, because I don't think she did it in the Rumble when she was in it, right?
No, she didn't hit it. The Soul Snatcher is like essentially.
It's a great name, though.
It's a variation of an RKO in a weird way. But it's great.
I might have seen it. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, she somersaults into an RKO.
I don't know. That's the name I recognize, so that's what I'm picking. Sol Ruka.
Yeah, she somersaults into an RKO.
Sure.
When you see it online, you'll be like, holy shit. Kay, who do you got?
All right, so I don't know who anybody is.
It's okay.
Can I pick the person that hasn't been announced yet?
Sure. 6 person.
TBD.
I pick the mystery opponent.
I'm trying to think who that could even be.
Turnbuckle Alice.
Now, I will say this. This is Saturday morning, right? Saturday
Yeah.
morning. Saturday morning.
Saturday afternoon.
With
Saturday
a mystery
Saturday.
opponent, it's important to remember that is Rusev Day.
Yes, it is. Lana's gonna be the North American champion on Rusev Day.
That would be
I was thinking Rusev.
absolutely bonkers.
When her gimmick was,
I would
I
like-
don't do anything, but I win, this fits in perfectly.
Wow.
That's
He's
amazing.
a genius.
Okay, so that's what we know so far about NXT Stand and Deliver. Obviously,
Oh, and Fretz said the opponent is all Ethan, all ego. I almost said all Ethan ego Page.
were
All
you
ego
not
Ethan
here when I
Page.
said that like 2 minutes ago?
Oh, so did we pick?
No, we're not picking that. I'm not putting that in there. It's Ricky. So
Okay.
for me, I'm just saying it's Ricky Saints. But
Yeah, same.
It'll be
same.
Ricky Saints. I will say this. This is a genius move by NXT.
mhm.
This is telling all the guys in AEW that say, hey, if you're not being used well over there, come over here and we'll put you on our biggest show of the year. You'll
At
fight for
10 a.m.
titles. You'll be titled. Yes, you'll fight in the morning. You'll get up early. You'll work hard, but you'll have exposure.
Your cold time
I mean,
will be 7
Ethan
a.m.
Page already. Ethan got to be the NXT champion immediately. Ricky
The
Saints
fastest
got to be
NXT
the North American
champion ever.
and Ricky's the fastest
North
North American
American.
champion ever. They're saying, hey, show up and we'll use you. Mariah May is good. Mariah May. She's not free yet. When she's about
not.
to be free, she'll be the NXT North American Women's Champion. Like that.
Yeah, it's a good call. Kay, you had your hand raised. Kay in the back, what you got?
There has been an addition to the card. For Stand and Deliver, if we want to talk about it.
What do we got real
For
quick?
the tag team championship, Fraxium versus Hank and Tank.
Oh God.
Oh,
I don't,
we don't need to talk about that.
I don't know.
It's,
Okay, cool.
I honestly-
I don't know who
they
Hank
might-
and Tank is.
they might win.
Hank and Tank might
Just
win.
want to point that out.
Who are they?
They were security guards, and then they became wrestlers, and they've been
Yes.
trying to figure out who they are as tag team wrestlers by imitating the Hardy Boys and Pretty Deadly.
What?
They did pretty deadly ones. That was funny.
And what? Yeah. They. I mean, it's possible they're going to figure out who they are, and they're going to beat Fraxium, which will be, I love this word, a travesty, if that is the case. And
It's word of the night, travesty.
yeah, actually, while we're on talking about tag team travesties, I'm going to say this: why are the Motor City Machine Guns defending their title on Friday instead of on?
They're going after the titles, not even
They're
defending
going
them.
after him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Why are you? Yeah, they were the champions. They're going after them. Why is that not a WrestleMania match? Why are we getting the New Day and War Machine for a nothing match when the Motor City Machine Guns and it's Street Profits, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe the Street Profits are the better
that-
team too.
that
They're the
would
better
be a
stories. They're the better
such a
workers. They're the
superior
better
match.
everything.
I
It
mean,
is a superior match.
Yes, I'm biased. The Motor City Machine Guns are one of my top 2 favorite tag teams of all time. I
mean,
get that.
You got to put butts in seats that Friday night, though, right?
What, the Andre
guess.
Memorial Battle Royal won't do it?
Nope. Who won
Oh.
last year? Bronson Reed.
I don't remember.
You know what's crazy? You know
was
what's crazy
Bronson
about the
Reed.
Andre this year? It takes place on Rusev Day.
God damn it, man.
Listen, they created a gimmick where I can make the same joke 1,000 times. I'm gonna feed it. They're gonna feed me. What
Did
is
it work? It hits every time. What do you mean?
Every
It hits.
time.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't
Every
stop.
time. Oh my god. All right. So back to Stand and Deliver. How do we think this is gonna be? It's pretty much your brunch part of Mania on Saturday, at least. I'm gonna go. This is going to be a solid. That ladder match is gonna cook. It's gonna be an 8 for me. Will Tarashak.
7, sure. I'm not gonna
Okay.
watch it, so 7.
Kayfabe.
I'll give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking 8, maybe 8.5, depending on how well Fraxium and Hank and Tank go.
That's fair. That's very, very fair. Very, very fair. And folks, after several hours, we finally made it to the end of the show. Our longest show of the year has
2 hours.
finally
That's
concluded.
about what
Yeah,
you
about
usually
2
do.
hours. We did pretty good. We moved around. I mean, there were some matches that we were just
9:30.
like, let's move past this.
Yes.
So
LA Knight.
I don't move past anything. I got things to say about everything.
I know you do.
Love it.
One
That's the
time a
best
year,
way.
I got to get all the words out.
Dude,
right
that's
now.
why you were the best one-man podcast show ever. So I missed YLP,
That-
but Mance is up there.
That's,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's you and
start
it's
me
you,
running.
Mr. YLP, and Tim Dillon. All right, you guys, are the only ones I can listen to.
Yeah.
Very, very fair.
It's been a while. I think I still remember how.
Yeah, quick. All right, so folks, any final thoughts on WrestleMania weekend? Will Tarashak, anything you want to share to the audience?
Dude, I'm excited, man. Like I'm very excited. We're gonna get artichoke pizza on Saturday night. I got Jazz is mad because she has to watch 2 nights of wrestling, but she'll live. She's making me watch 24 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. She can sit through 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Damn. Kayfabe, any thoughts on WrestleMania weekend this year?
I'm also super pumped. This is going to be one of the best 420s of my life, and I cannot wait.
I'm gonna have to go buy some weed too. I got extra cash in my pocket. I gotta get rid of. So.
Yeah, right. Jesus is the only
Everyone
thing
go
rising
buy
on
weed
Sunday.
before Saturday.
Mance Chappell.
Yeah.
I have, in the past year, rediscovered my love of professional wrestling. It was killed by years of Vince Russo and Vince McMahon, and I have figured out how to love wrestling again, and that is to not watch every goddamn minute of it every week.
Smart
watch
man.
what you like and move on. It's going to be a great weekend. I know Sunday is going to be an amazingly busy day because it is Easter, and I'm sober, so 420 is not going to be a thing for me. But it is also WrestleMania. It's also Rusev Day. It's going to be an amazing weekend, and I love it. And I fucking love wrestling.
Yeah, I guess to bring it home a little bit, this is WrestleMania is the poor man's Super Bowl, except in pricing this year. Just enjoy it. It's true. Enjoy it. There's going to be something for you somewhere, whether it's Mania, whether it's Wale Mania, which is going on that weekend, whether it's which is Bloodsport, which is featuring a lot of WWE people who aren't on the card are wrestling in Bloodsport that weekend. Whether it's the WWE ID tournament where they're crowning champions, and guess what, folks? Our favorite super fan Izzy is in the WWE ID tournament. So that's a thing if you want to feel real old.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dude, her Twitter beef with Mercedes has been really funny to see too.
Exactly. So there is something for someone. Just enjoy it. It's going to be a great time. Unfortunately, we can't be there. It's totally fine. I already had my Mania somewhere else. So I'll gladly be watching from my couch for free with all the food that I can think of. Probably a lot of Chinese and maybe some White Castle. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Let's go.
You know, and things like that. So just enjoy it and just have a great time. We can bitch about it in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait.
And I'll bitch about it in a year.
Yeah. Once a year, we're gonna bring Mance back from the grave, and kind of really just talk about all the things we missed. You're gonna be like the ghoul in Fallout, just dig you back up whenever we need you.
There you go.
But anyway, any final words? What's up?
Hey there, smooth skin.
I've never played Fallout. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Watch the show. Watch the show. The show's great.
Is that Walton Goggins?
Yes.
Okay, Baby Billy, I got you.
Yeah, he's phenomenal in there as the ghoul. But yeah, Mance, any final words before we put you back in your cryogenic chamber for Mania next year?
It has been a blast. I still love the podcast. I don't have the time. I don't have the effort. I have tried to do other podcasts. I have recorded a couple, and I have projects in the work. You really won't not see me for a year probably. And if you really, really do miss me, head over to TikTok at Mance Chappell. You will find me. And every so often I go on a run of 6-7 days in a row talking about wrestling. And then I disappear for 3 months. I promise it's worth the time. I love this. I love all of you. And happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day to you. And I think I speak for everyone here. We can't wait to see you in October. It is going to be so much fun.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be the best. Dude.
It's going to be a best Halloween ever. Absolute best Halloween ever. So with that being said, Will, you want to cue us out of here?
Yeah.
All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen,
Kings of the rings of the
you have been listening to Kings of Rings podcast, episode number 404. Viva Las Vegas, because the wrestling world is descending upon Sin City, a place made by mobsters and robber barons. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review if you ever so choose to. And comment on this video too as well, or comment on the audio if you're listening to it later. If you're listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast. Home to the Kings of the Rings podcast, of course, the Brace Ring podcast, the Young Lions Perspective podcast, and the WrestleMania podcast, with all shows coming out this week because it's WrestleMania week and it is all hands on deck. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below. Will Tarashak.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a good day to be alive, this being Rusev Day. The Yankees won, the Mets are losing, and the Red Sox are still irrelevant. So
Nice.
it is a good day
Nice.
to be alive here. I'm pumped for WrestleMania. I'm pumped for the wedding. I am pumped to go to Canada. I am pumped to hopefully end up not going to Brazil. So there's a lot going on over here in Will Tarashuk world. If you want to follow along, don't. There's nothing to follow anymore. Hey Murphy.
Slage and
Kate
K.
Babe, whatever your name is.
Well-
Whatever your name is now.
I go by many names, and the Mets might be losing now, but there's still an inning and a half left. We are in the middle of the seventh, and I have belief. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in the Mets. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at KAE_FABE. I'm very excited for another Mania. I'm very excited to have done this for another year with you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking hungry. Let's get the show on the road.
A little hungry. All right, so when we come back in
Yeah.
probably a couple of weeks, because we are going to have a Mania hangover. We're going to need to all recover from the insanity that is going to be WrestleMania weekend. We're going to talk about the fall of the WrestleMania, whether somebody's puking on AEW still, if AEW is still around, and who surprised us when Rusev Day comes around. So until next time, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon. Hang around for the post-show, man. Maybe. Who knows? And, oh, yeah. We should probably get on that after Mania. Is probably bringing Slack back on at some point. Maybe. But until then, fuck you, Slack.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
All right.
I
Yeah.
really hate that our closer Devin Williams looks like fucking Ricochet.
Oh, man. Didn't Jazz Chisholm wear like special pants because it's Jackie Robinson Day?
Yeah, they're baggy pants and he rolled them up.
Nice. Nice. So,
Dude,
man,
Dominguez went 3 for 3.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, man, so you're going to just be in a cryogenic chamber unless we bring you out again before next Mania, correct?
More or less. I have a couple things working that I started to post, I started to record, and I'm like, I don't like how it turned out. So it's not there to listen to. It's not wrestling related.
That's fine.
And I have an idea for something wrestling related, but I also don't have any fucking time.
Understandable. Very, very much so understand. Question. Is New Orleans a thing you want to do next year for Mania?
Yes. Yes, it is. I would love to go. I can't go like I did New Orleans in 2018.
Hey,
None of
you
us
look at
can.
TV. Thank you.
But yes, I'd love to do New Orleans next year.
And, go back to where it all began for us.
Dude, I
Hell yeah.
forgot that fucking it was in New Orleans next year. I'm still 50-50. I would love to go, but we got to see what the Bank of Will's looking like next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would just
That's
love to make a
real.
return to Mania, just because that was probably one of the most fun Mania weekends I've ever had. Especially because Will and I
Dude,
were
New
just
Orleans
trashed
is
for it.
like one of the craziest places on earth.
I love
I-
New Orleans. I can't wait to go
I tell
back.
the story every time we talk about New Orleans. I was supposed to have a really nice rental car
Did you drive a
Gorgeous
van?
rental car. I read it. They didn't have the Challenger. They had a minivan. So I drove a minivan to Orlando, and I became party bus and
Yeah, you
designated
were.
driver because I was sober then, and I'm sober now. But I drove Anth drunk and then hungover ass around for 2 days. I drove Colin and Antisocial Kim and Ant over to you guys. That's how I met you guys. Is when I
Yeah.
was driving the van. I drove them to Supercard of Honor that was headlined by Kenny versus Cody and Dalton Castle versus what's his fucking the guy with the umbrella. What's his name?
The umbrella.
Marty Scroll.
Marty?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Cannot
just got
remember
out of
his name,
Super
but
Kind of Ardor like 2 hours ago, didn't
yeah,
you?
they left early. It ended 20 minutes before this show started.
Meanwhile, me, Will,
That
and
was the
Dave went to
long-
a takeover in New Orleans and had a ball.
Oh my god, I made the wrong decision so badly. I went to WrestleMania 35 at the MetLife. That Supercard was still a longer show. I don't care what the time said. That Supercard took forever. It did have the best match I have ever seen live. Kota Ibushi versus Hangman Page was a beautiful match before I knew who Hangman Page was at all. I went to Supercard because I wanted to see Kenny Omega wrestle. Well, I saw a bunch of other guys that are all mostly AEW now. An amazing show, but oh my god, was it so damn long?
Yeah. Absolute crazy card for that. But yeah, I want to go back to New Orleans if all things go well. I ran into Antisocial Kim the other week. She's back in.
I
East
forgot
Coast.
she existed too.
It happens. I caught up with Antisocial Kim the other week. She might be down for SummerSlam, actually. And getting back into the swing of things. Okay, you weren't on when we talked about this, but you're also not gonna be at SummerSlam, but the SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'll be on my batch.
Yeah, the SummerSlam stage setup got revealed. I just saw it recently. Like the seating chart,
Ooh,
actually.
very cool.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot
Very
of
cool.
space. A lot of space.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
my life's fucking huge. They might as well.
Yeah, but they're doing a minimal setup like they did last year in Cleveland.
Okay.
So
that's
there's going to be a
good.
lot of space. So hopefully that keeps prices down, but who the hell knows?
It's New York, dude. Get that out of your head right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just remember, Will, don't take the train in this time.
It's only going to be cheaper because y'all are local.
That's
That's
true.
the only thing that makes it cheaper.
That's
I
true.
know. Well, Ricky, are you gonna? What are you gonna do? Because
If
you are
I-
in Long
if
Island.
we're
You gonna
able to do it,
commute
I'll
both
drive.
days.
I'll drive, yeah.
You're gonna drive back and forth both days.
Yeah.
I mean, I got an extra bed here if you want to just crash here.
Where am I going to put my car?
There's a garage in Hoboken, or you can just put it on the street.
Touche.
Where I park it for like 10 minutes away, you probably won't get a ticket.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Let's get tickets first before we
Yeah, dude. I mean,
go
I'm down to get pretty solid tickets too. Like,
Yeah.
what do we do for fucking what's it called? Mania, the club suite.
We
or
did
whatever
club
the hell it
level,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
Oh yeah, club level in MetLife is amazing. I've done it a couple times.
It's not like $800.
It might be.
Yeah.
I went to the Royal Rumble 2022
Mhm.
at the same building where Backlash is next month.
Yeah.
I paid $66 for a ticket for that Royal Rumble.
Damn.
Same section, same seats, $146. And I can't really afford that. So I'm thinking if I'm going, I'm going in much more seats than before.
Very fair.
Dude, shit's expensive, man. Shit's
Hey,
very
we got to get
expensive.
you to a
Yeah.
Rumble. That's what we really need to do. Kay, you need to go to a
I
Rumble.
know.
Oh,
Rumble's the last of Big Fours that I haven't been to.
Rumble's so
I went to
much
a bad
fun.
Rumble and still had an amazing time.
Yeah. Rumble's high on my bucket list. Next time it comes like close, I want to go.
You don't want to go next year to Saudi for the Rumble? I guess not.
Yeah, Kay, what
Maybe?
could go wrong?
Oh, nothing.
You know, so.
Haven't you heard our government? It's great for tourism.
It's a new Saudi Arabia.
Meet the new Saudi Arabia. Same as the old Saudi Arabia.
Just we play golf.
Yeah.
Right now.
That Rumble next year is going to be real.
They golf
interesting.
now.
They own golf for the most part.
They own golf.
The Masters was bought, is what happened.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right. On that being said, let's
Luckily,
get
they
the
didn't
hell
buy the WWE.
Yeah, I'm
For now.
tired, y'all.
for now. Let's
Yeah,
get up. I also have to
alright,
watch the
nice.
ending of Daredevil. Daredevil season finale
Yeah.
tonight. I mean that's we're gonna get out of here. Mance, thanks again, and goodbye, everybody.
Not a problem.
Thank you,
Bye, y'all.
Mance. Love you, brother.